come the Glimmer Stars, the Cogworth Glimmer Stars, which is essentially a fireworks show during the same time, as well as an assassination attempt, but mostly a distraction just before the assault from the army to directly target Utamba. And this was found out by Vitenius with a contact that he ended up realizing was Sven. And that's where we left off.
So did we get to the queen to warn her about the bugs?
Yeah, so you guys talked to her, you told her about the bugs.
Okay.
We're in a weird quasi-state where we have talked to the queen, but we're also right before talking to the queen.
You're not right before talking to the queen. You're still talking to the queen. You're in mid-talking to the queen.
Discussing all the...
All that discussion happened right before you guys went in to talk to the queen. But you did go and talk to the queen. And you're mid-conversation. You are in the queen's room.
Where we left off was, like, at the end of last session, we left off is deciding exactly how we're still going to talk to the queen. And we said
how you will continue the rest of the conversation, basically. But you did go in, you told her. So you guys have a little bit of time to decide your approach to the rest of the conversation, because you've gone in, you've told her that there's the bug threat, the Zenith army was fallen victim to what you guys believe are the bugs, and you have a little bit to discuss essentially out of game what your characters would have decided to say to the queen, or just leave, because you have told her. She is aware of what's going on.
So what I have written down is Salzier thinks we should talk to the queen about being envoys to talk to Zenith about war demands. We may learn more about Zenith and our suspicion of their knowledge of the bugs through conversation with them during Parley.
So the one thing that Vitenius would say against that is that he doesn't trust the queen to honor our position as envoys. Like, I feel like she would say, yeah, you guys can be envoys and go do it, but I don't think we would actually be treated with that level of respect on, like, you know, creating deals or whatever.
I mean, she wouldn't trust us to create deals.
She would say she did. She would. But I don't think she actually would.
Do we really care? Like, we just want to know more about Zenith, right? And the bugs.
I suppose.
Yeah. Did she ask us at all to participate in the Rojo Ward attack?
No,
absolutely not. She doesn't know that you guys know about it.
Oh, she doesn't know that we know. Okay.
Nope.
What's Vitenius's thoughts on the Rojo Ward attack, and if we should get involved or not?
We should not get involved in the attack. However, he would definitely like to speak with Utamba on many things, as well as find out just how well he's doing with his mighty gift.
I'm always down to go see Utamba.
But no one is allowed in the Woo Zone.
In the Woo Zone.
Yeah, Vitenius tried to go a while ago, and even being Suja, we're not allowed. Not allowed in.
What about through the Underwalks?
That's definitely an option, and Avera has a great map, right?
What?
Map to get us via the Underwalks to the Woo Zone.
I cut out at what is the Woo Zone? What are you even talking about?
It's a state of mind.
Okay.
The Rojo Ward.
Okay, I figured. I mean, that's a map. I do have a map, but is it?
That's not me question. Does Avera have a map?
Yeah, Avera has a map.
Then Avera has a map.
Yeah, Avera has a map.
I also have a magical shield that gives me 22 AC.
You have 22 AC?
Yeah.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
god!
I mean,
He's never gonna be hit.
He's the new leader of the pack.
Holy shit! That's nutty.
So you get a boulder dropped on you.
resistant to rock damage. Thanks.
So, I mean, for lack of anything else to do, like we could go back into the Queen's chamber and propose the idea of being envoys, see what she says, and then continue about our
The thing
way.
is, in posing that idea, we need to explain why. And we need to have a convincing enough argument that somehow the threat that she's facing with Zenith and the threat that she's facing with the bugs are
related
and potentially, that one can solve the other.
So we tell her two things. We tell her the history that we know about Zenith and what we've deduced between that and the bugs and how they seem to be eternal enemies. And then we'll also tell her that everywhere that we have gone, where Zenith is, so are the bugs.
That's not true.
Well, I mean, the bugs were pretty close to Lake Moon City. Maybe they were actually in Lake Moon City and we didn't know about it, but they were definitely pretty close. And then they're here, obviously. And so I mean, granted, it's two points of.
But I guess the only two big places we've been.
So. Yeah.
They are not relatively close to Lake Moon City. They're somewhere like west off in the jungle.
Maybe we shouldn't play all of our cards and just start by questioning her as to exactly what does she know about her own city's history and what she's willing to inform us on. And maybe we can get more information out of her to help us really solidify ourselves in this.
Right, and I mean we know a lot about the history already from Avera or whatever name was, not Avera. the library, Arella, the library lady. Yeah. So let's see if the Queen knows anything more.
So are we trying to trust the Queen, or where does the group stand on that?
I'm just trying to get another book.
Okay.
Vitenius does not trust the Queen.
But you trust Futamba.
Vitenius doesn't really trust Futamba either.
Didn't you give him a mighty gift?
Did give him a mighty gift.
We are his warriors.
And what the fuck?
I mean,
is Vitenius willing to explain what a mighty gift means?
I mean a lot of things.
Exactly.
In this scenario.
One day you may find out what the mighty gift was, and
when
God
you're
help
older.
You. Yeah, when you're older.
You'll understand.
But yeah, so Vitenius doesn't super trust the Queen, but he does think the Queen has at least her own interests at heart, and both Zenith and the bugs are quite bad to her own interests.
From what Avera knows, the Queen will go to any length to protect her people. So if we can play on those cards, we don't necessarily have to trust the Queen. We just have to convince the Queen that she needs to help her city, right?
Yeah. I mean, you guys...
that could be a better way to confront her.
You guys have told her of essentially an existential crisis, right?
Yep.
And she acted on that.
Yep.
She took action on that without your guys' help.
Not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She thought she could bomb her way out of the problem. Never works.
It does. It does. Her bomb was just not good enough.
If Avera was there to set the bomb,
It
Yeah, I know.
It should have been an Ashmaker or Ashbringer.
Yeah, she fucked up.
oh, so let's just go in there and talk about the bugs and be like, we went and spoke with Arella and we learned a lot about Zenith, and based on that and what we've seen,
I would start by asking her some questions first before telling her what we've learned.
All right, what do you want to ask her?
So we just told her that the bugs are out there. So I think we should ask her, like something about explicitly what. Tell us everything that you know about the Kaisix and about the Kaisix, and then if she doesn't go into it, be like, well, what about the founding of the city?
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
All right. So what do you guys say to her? You've told her about the bugs. She's had a disappointed kind of like, this is, I thought we took care of that kind of thing response to it. Pretty concerned.
Especially after she brought the map out and showed us the other cities that had Vamost.
Yes, the places in the Skazari Wastes, people had disappeared. They didn't connect that with the bugs previous to this, though.
If you don't mind, Matt, if you have that map uploaded, would you mind popping it on?
Mm-hmm.
The Queen and Ventanius don't have the greatest of relationships if somebody else wants to talk to her.
I'm not good with words.
Well, Salzier's pretty dumb, but that means he thinks he's pretty smart. So let's start talking.
All right. What are you going to like? What line of questioning are you kind of asking her?
So I'm gonna say, we've been thinking about the bugs, and we're just wondering what you know about, the ancient or old history of the city, and if you do you know the term Kaizix at all? I don't know if we already talked to her about that.
No, you've not specifically brought that up.
Yeah, I'll say we had a brief conversation with Arella, and she mentioned the bugs were called Kaizix, the name of their tribe or their people, and they're
good.
And they're he said they were tied to the founding of the city in some sense. Do you have any further insight that might, I don't know, shed some light on what's really going on?
I appreciate how Salzier did the exact opposite.
Like I said, you leave it to a dumb guy to start the conversation.
So, she seems a bit surprised by that statement. She tells you that she's never heard the term Kaizix before. She basically admits that she doesn't have any sort of historical teachings of that level. Most of what she knows is the actual foundation of the city, and it never had anything to do with that from what she knows.
I'll ask her to expand then on what she knows about the foundation of the city.
Originally, it was another civilizations. They kind of came to this area. They made the mouth of this river their home, which ended up being the Kaburi that she does know. And she even mentions that Kibb's Plateau was originally Kaburi Plateau.
Mm-hmm.
And then a new ruler came in, gained power, claimed to be a god king, built the first pyramid. Many people died.
Say what happened before God King again. Sorry.
They originally it was the Kaburi that.
Did we already know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Originally, the Kaburi settled this area. It seems to be one of their, like the she roll or here I'll actually roll. See this. Oh wow, nat 20.
We lose.
So no, it's good for you.
Oh.
She tells you that she believes from her teachings of the Kaburi that they were not centered per se in this area. This was one of their main cities, but they had many stretching across the lands. And the whole civilization fell, but it started with this one. This was the beginning of the end of their civilization. She believes.
I'm gonna ask her. Do you think it's related to the bugs?
She doesn't know. She says, aside from vague prophecies and the writings within the castle, like literally the paintings and stuff on the walls, that she has no idea. That she's never heard anything of that being related.
So then I'll say after the civilization fell, the God King came around. Now, is he the head of or the origin of your chain, your family
No.
chain?
I told you guys about the God King.
Yeah.
And then everybody.
This is like thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
And she always believed that the God King was the end of the Kaburi.
And we did tell her that the Kaburi are alive, right? I'm pretty sure we told her at some point when we had first met her.
We told Arella.
Yeah, you did tell Arella. I don't know if you told the queen that.
I don't think we told the queen that.
I don't know if it was just Rella. My bad.
Do you want to tell her?
Probably not.
I mean, we told Arella. I mean, if they have a good relationship, she probably already knows by now.
Oh, then I'll tell her. I'm not that smart. Like, wait a minute, Kaburi. Those are the. We met some people in the jungle. Who were.
She chuckles for a moment and says, "No. This was an ancient civilization. There may be people that trace their ancestry to the Kaburi, but there is no true Kaburi left."
Well, I'll just be like, well, I mean, these
Can
people
I-
seem pretty ancient to me, but I mean, I'm sure you're right.
Can I ask her like what the ancient Kaburis were like, or what she knows of the ancient Kaburis?
She says, from what she knows, they were one of the original peoples of the land. An ancient. She says even the elves kind of lineage comes from them.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. So
what came after the God King in the history of Calabria, right? Calabria.
After the God King was another. She tells you there was a uprising from the east that took over, ended the reign of the God Kings. There's many, and it was then her people that eventually rose up over and overtook this eastern threat that held the city, the pyramids. And her family, that's when her lineage started, which again was at this point hundreds of years ago. But much
Do we know
more
what her
recent.
lineage is called? Like, do they have like a Her name's Lymeria, right? Or Lamira?
Lamira, yeah.
What's their name? Do we know that, or would we know that?
They, I guess they don't really have a last name. In terms of their culture, they don't do that kind of thing. It's more of just a essentially a title, right? She's known as the queen because her father was the king, but they don't necessarily have a family name, if that makes any sense.
Okay,
they
whatever.
have their name. And it's actually pretty common in Zetan that most people don't have a last name. Northerners typically have last names. But they don't have a family name. They're supposed to be a unique identity.
So I guess we'll. I mean, unless somebody's gonna interject and stop me, I'm just gonna start talking about Zenith and what we know about them and the bugs.
So what are you trying to actually get out of her?
I want her to appoint us as envoys.
So she hasn't mentioned at all about the Kai-6 and being involved with the city. So we should let's point that direction first.
Well, Vatinius, take over. If you have a direction that you're aiming for.
Queen Lamira, we've dabbled a bit in the history. We're probably even less versed than you are, but from what
she gives you a kind of oh really kind of look. Let's hear this. Pretty condescending look to you, Vatinius.
But what we've learned from your libraries and your advisors, the Kai-6, this plague, this unspeakable enemy, was originally subjugated by the Kaburi people and were used to help build this city.
And she says so they can be defeated. And it almost seems like a relief to her, but also somewhat now almost a dismissal. She again says, I don't pretend to be an expert in these ancient histories, but you tell me there's this inevitable threat. There is undeniable evidence or foretellings of some sort of threat, which would be naive to say that this may not be it with the, literal pictures on the walls. But if this ancient civilization was able to bring them to heal, maybe they are not as much of a threat as we believe. We have come a long way.
Yet, from our understanding, they are what caused the downfall of the original Kaburi people. That the Kai-6 revolted, or something along the lines, and the downfall of the people who founded this great city was at the hands of the Kai-6.
She says, do you know why? Do you know, she's asking, do you guys know what changed?
As far as we know, these are histories that have been lost to time, with only fragments that remain. Your writing on the wall being one of the strongest.
And she kind of looks off to the side a little bit. It seems like she's thinking a bit. And then she kind of looks back to you guys. She says, although Vatinius, I do enjoy your history lessons, I do have a lot to work to do. So if there's nothing else you guys have to say...
what do you know of the Sword of Burden?
She says it's a religious relic. It's one of the great pilgrimages people take to see that Zenith has.
What was the other name? It was a Sword of Champions, Sword of Heroes,
Sword of Justice.
Sword of Justice. Yeah. Uh, uh, and of its previous name, the Sword of Justice.
Yes, it's a very important artifact to the Church of Light, and it's in Zenith.
Have you
Matt,
heard?
I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna
how
say
old is Acolyte Zachary? Did I know? Was that like years ago?
You have no idea. I think
We think
you estimate around like 300ish years. Like it's not super recent. It's not ancient,
Okay.
but it is a while ago.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we kind of have a suspicion that Zenith is fighting these bugs too.
That doesn't seem to make any sense to me. We are not a warring people, and frankly, Zenith is much more militaristic than us. But even we know not to start multiple wars. Like if they're contending with this trouble, why would they start the war with us?
I'll say we have some suspicions that they came here to fight the bugs.
There's never been any sort of reach or olive branch for cooperation against any sort of other threat.
Well, not to cooperate with you and fight them, but we suspect that their method for fighting the bugs is conquest of other territories that are infested with the bugs.
She audibly laughs, like scoffs at that, and says, "Conquest? How many of their troops did you guys single-handedly kill? I don't believe there is any conquest here for them."
Avera chuckles.
They admittedly they weren't very good at it this time. they underestimated the last option.
and she says,
as people do.
And again, your bravery and abilities are, you're Shuja for a reason.
And
You are people of Zetan, but it is the heart of Zetan that will never allow Zenith to conquer.
Oh, and I'm not questioning that. I fully believe that as well. All I'm saying is, and I can go into more as to the reasons why, but we think Zenith knows a lot more about the bugs than at least we initially thought, this entire time up until talking with your librarian. And we're thinking it could be valuable to send us as envoys, perhaps, to Zenith. Now that you have them in now that you have the upper hand diplomatically, in the sense that we've dealt them such a military defeat, and kind of parlay with them, and at the same time, maybe dig into what's really going on here.
And she says, so you want to give them a history lesson as well?
We're hoping they will give us a history lesson.
Before you can even respond to that, very dismissively, she says, the time for parlay is long over.
There's a seemingly shared history between yourselves, Zenith, and this, air quotes, Kaburi people that we, ran into in the, Uhai jungle. Where there's the similar writings on the walls of a grave threat from below. Now, the reason why we bring up the Sword of Justice or the Sword of Burden is because in the histories or the legends or mythos of that weapon, it was used in the Zenith to defeat the
existential threat
threat.
At the last possible hour.
Yes.
Well, then it seems like Zenith has everything under control, and they should keep it out of Zetan.
Now,
So aren't you interested in perhaps gaining insight into that weapon or similar techniques to hold back the Kaizaks?
And she says, I've heard the legend around this weapon, but is a sword forged into a stone? It's not a real weapon. It's a holy relic. It rallies the people. It gives them part of their beliefs, and I am not one to judge someone's beliefs. But a single sword in a stone will not save them if what you say is true. But if it's done it before and they have it, then it seems like they're all right. What they need to be concerned about is us, though.
now,
Why
now,
is that?
And she says a single sword may stop these bugs that you speak of, but a single sword will not stop the hearts and the spirits of Zetan. We have been attacked, and it will not go unpunished.
just in case, I just want to make sure you're remembering that, she had taken it very seriously when we explained the whole brain draining shit. So I don't know if that.
I don't think it's that she doesn't take the bug seriously. It's that she doesn't take Zenith seriously in any way. She's roll an insight check.
Hold on, Henley.
What's a Henley?
I would say any of you can roll an insight check to
It's Aaron's dog.
help. If any of you want to no, this never mind. This will just be a sorry, Celsi. This will be just a straight Vitellius roll.
Oh man, that was a good one too.
That was a good one. Damn, another good one.
Vitellius got mauled by an angry beast.
You know he's only gonna get like a 2 now. He's gonna roll in that one because you both rolled so well.
Yep.
Sorry, I was outside with Henley. Had to get him inside. What am I doing? Insight?
Yeah.
Got to beat a 21.
And then a 20.
No, just fucking roll.
You have to beat both.
Gotta beat a 41, actually.
Yeah.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah. You need a
I'm not
nat
good at
100.
insight.
16. Yeah. So you can pretty much tell. There is almost no chance. There would have to be very, very extreme circumstances for the queen to interact with Zenith or work with Zenith. Her viewpoint on the threat of these bugs are changing. Her viewpoint on the threat of Zenith is changing. And it seems like her priorities are starting to shift to a more immediate changes.
Now here's all we know of the situation of Zenith's attack on this great city. They came with no siege weapons in order to start a siege, and of the what we deemed at the time infiltrators or terrorists, these cloaked individuals with oil bags. They came.
She says, yes, the war chief has kept me up to date.
They came with tools and equipment that would be better suited for
mining.
Diving down rather than scaling walls.
Diving down where?
Diving down below the city, below the ground, to the heart of the Kaisik Empire.
And we also know that
the Underwalks are infested with the Bright Eyes. I doubt that Zenith would be permitted access.
The Bright Eyes, I think, are of no concern to Zenith. The only concern that Zenith has with the Bright Eyes is that they may become more brain sucker food.
She shakes her head, in disagreement with you. Basically says, the Bright Eyes are constantly assaulting the surface. They are taking people. If Zenith was stupid enough to try to go down there, they will be taken too.
And the Underwalks aren't really sandy like the areas that we've seen, right?
Sandy?
Yeah, like sandy colored. Like that's not the way I have it imagined, right? I have like
Not
dark
in the
stones and
areas
whatnot.
you've been.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good info.
But a lot of the Underwalks has not been explored by you guys.
But yeah, but they came in sand-colored cloaks with cave exploring equipment.
Yep. We also know that, if I'm remembering correctly, I wasn't there, but when you defeated the big mother brain sucker down in the Kaburi version of the bugs, it was done with like fire or light or something like that, right?
No, we kind of just smacked it a lot.
Oh, never mind.
You used your sword burst, and then
Yeah.
someone hit it with guiding bolt.
Oh yeah, that's right. There were some guiding bolts thrown at it, so that was a little light.
Yes, we also have evidence that the bugs are very sensitive to light, and fire and lightning, which could explain all of the oil and the matches and whatnot with the mining equipment. But I mean, again, we're all just theorizing here based on some things that we've observed, and we'll leave it up to you to decide the best course of action.
And she says, "Oh, thank you, Salzier. I appreciate your concern, but times have changed. We are in open war with our neighbors. We have a threat with some sort of alliance that we were not privy to with Southport. So we have enemies on both sides of us. And this threat you speak of, although I would not be, I would never want to be known as the ruler who let a great catastrophe that was avoidable happen.
It eat a whole Zenith
doesn't
army.
Seem to be panning out.
Hi.
We have storms. Storms do happen. There are sinkholes out there, especially after the detonation of the other thing. They may have just fallen in.
I'll look at Petenius and be like, "What do you think about that?"
I'll look at the blade on the table.
She says, "Yes, this is a very strange blade, but Zeniths, they've been known to make other things. I've seen strange blades before.
We ask
some people. I'm sure you could find some in the market right now that are claimed to be famous magical swords.
We ask not for you to immediately sign some sort of peace. We only ask that you allow us to attempt to speak with Zenith.
Find out some information.
We
don't even have to do it, overtly. It can be covertly.
She seems to have a very grave look on her face. And she says, "You will not make peace of any sort with Zenith on my behalf.
I don't think we were.
We will not in any way work with the people who attacked our city. They've burned our forest. They've killed countless of our soldiers. They've destroyed multiple towns on their warpath here. They have sunken our fleet. They have killed multiple guardians. There is retribution coming. And that does not involve any sort of cooperation in any way. And just because they're on their back heel, peace is not an option.
I don't think we were suggesting peace.
Does anyone else have anything they want to say to her?
Not really. I think we have her.
She seems pretty like stubborn about this at this point.
Yeah.
And she says, "I'll hear no more."
On the way out, I'll say the retribution that we fear is not the wrath of Calabria, but the wrath of the Kaiziks.
You see as you're walking out, as you guys are being led out, that like when she says that she'll hear no more, the guards kind of step up around you guys, and you guys kind of get the picture that she's not asking nicely, like you're being ejected from the court. And so you guys do all turn and start to walk away, and Botenius does look over his shoulder just as he leaves the room and says that to her. And you see her kind of sitting there, very stern, very upright, kind of leaning forward, definitely almost an aggressive state from where she had started and how she usually is with you guys. But you do see her kind of just as the doors start to close, you see her kind of drop back into her throne. Do a insight check.
I'm gonna go ahead and use. Can you use inspiration after you roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use inspiration then.
It just has to be before you know what the DC is.
Yeah. Oh, and it didn't help.
Wait, what?
Inspiration is just advantage, right?
Not. What kind of inspiration do you have?
I had an inspiration, like the D&D inspiration, not bardic inspiration.
I'll quickly play a tune on my hurdy-gurdy and tap.
No, I think I wouldn't.
I thought like
I
the
would say
D&D inspiration was just advantage.
It might be
skill check.
I would honestly say just like I don't think you should get below that. I would say just you can add a +5 because +5 is advantage.
Yeah.
Just like -5 is disadvantage. So a +5 to a 12 gives you 17.
Mm-hmm.
I would say in that moment she seems. You feel like she seems defeated. Like she's bad things just keep happening, even when she's trying to do stuff. And it looked like when she slumped back into her chair, it was kind of maybe she is not as confident as she seemed.
I thought she was about to like send Salzier
Press the execution button
to the dungeon or something. Yeah.
So she definitely seems to have a lot of self-doubt and maybe anxiety about what's going on here, even though she put on the strong face there while you were in there.
All right, so we're off to see Wutamba,
the wonderful wizard of
the wonderful Wutamba of Wu.
So it's like
because.
So it's probably like
the scary things he does.
Terrible things he does.
It's like sometime in the afternoon.
So
like sometime between like 1 and 4.
I'd suggest to the team that we make our way back to our quarters in the pyramid initially, because we're right there. Are we in the same pyramid? I forget. We're not in the same pyramid, are we?
You're in a separate pyramid. She's in the big one. You're in the one to the east.
Okay. How long does it take to get from one pyramid to the other pyramid?
From her quarters, like
Yeah.
where we meet her, it takes like 15 to 20 minutes to get out of the pyramid that she's in.
And then another 10 minutes to get to our pyramid?
To walk from pyramid to pyramid, no, it's not very long.
Oh, to get
And
to
then
our rooms.
to get from her quarters to your quarters probably takes about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But you guys have city secrets. So I would, since there's not really hidden paths to take, but I would give you like maybe 10 minutes off, so like 20 minutes.
Well, I guess that's because we need this place where we can talk with each other, but at the same time, we can't just walk out of the pyramid ward because that whole Shuja and everything.
So what are you guys gonna do?
Hey, we can just find a quiet corner somewhere, right?
There is the gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could head to the gardens. That works.
All right. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, Bethany will relay that it doesn't seem that the queen is as confident as she sounds in her decision making. However, she knows
These are the gardens up here.
She knows that she needs to, in a time of in this time of contempt, she needs to put on not just a brave but a decisive face in order to lead her people in the strongest manner in the direction that she chooses.
Okay. So I guess we'll try to crack that egg a little bit later, after it's boiled a little bit more.
That's not a bad idea.
And
So,
we'll go see Wutumba in the meantime.
is there, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Is there an obvious entrance? Or I mean, I guess there wouldn't probably be. In any obvious entrance to the Underwalks here would be heavily guarded. Is there?
The external ones, yes.
Yeah. Is there any way that with our knowledge of like what some of the I don't know if we have any knowledge of what like entrances to the the ways of waffles, the Underwalks really look like. Would we be able to do an investigation to see if we could find an entrance here in the Royal Province that's like not guarded to the Underwalks?
I would say roll an investigation just just for like your like thought process. 23. All right. So knowing that the Underwalks are basically royal tombs, right? You would think that there'd be decent amounts of entrances in the royal province near the pyramids. You would also assume, since they're kind of a like used to be a big deal, like people would come far and wide to see them, that there would probably be more secret ways into it for actual royalty, so they don't have to wade through the public.
We're probably in the right spot now if we want to look for an entrance.
Yeah, let's do it.
Probably in the gardens would not be a bad idea unless it's directly inside the pyramid.
Yeah, let's look for some thieves' cant.
Thieves' cant, or like.
But
would I have any knowledge from the maps I've made and what I see above ground versus what would be underground?
Actually, yeah. Roll you can roll an investigation check.
Not like a tool tech.
It'll be an investigation check, but I'll let you add your proficiency bonus to it, trying to kind of sort out the layout of how things were set up based on your map.
Okay. So I got a 15, and then plus 3 would be 18.
Okay. With an 18, you definitely think there would be some entrances. Multiple, probably some being. You don't think there'd necessarily be one in the gardens. You think that if there are any, they would be not exposed, but like guarded by some sort of structure. Like you do know for a fact that the Sphinx is the entrance to the underwalks as well. So you imagine that there's probably entrances within the pyramids themselves, and maybe other structures.
So after Very explained that to us.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
After Ver explains that, Vitanius would say that basically the question is, do we want to spend more time now looking for an entrance so that we can head directly into the underwalks, or do we want to try to disguise ourselves to head out and find an entrance in the city? Maybe
I
one
mean,
that
you
we
know
already
that
know
the
of.
Sphinx is an entrance to the underwalks.
I say we just go to Sphinx.
I mean, it's not going to be guarded like
Oh, it'll be guarded.
heavily.
We're Shuja.
I mean, they're not going to stop you,
Yeah, we're
but
Shuja.
there is a good chance that
They'll.
the queen would find out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she'll think we're just going to look for bugs.
True.
But yeah, I mean, you
Very
can
true.
say whatever that is.
Yeah.
I'll be like
Salzier with the
those crazy bug people.
No, that's fair. So, like, as we're kind of like looking and talking, I would try to just talk about what are we gonna do if we see Wutamba and he fucking just tries to kill us.
Then we fight him.
Vitanius knows hold person.
Teach him the last option.
But like, truly, like, what are we trying to get out of this? Like, is it?
There's
Want to know what
things.
his famous gift is?
Yeah.
I mean,
There's three
yes,
things.
but okay.
But the other two things are knowledge on Salzier's book and his knowledge on the Kaiseks. If there is any.
And
but
Salzier, you have your book, right? We got it. Did we got it back?
We never got it back.
No.
No.
Arella has it still, but I
In
know
a
where
vault,
it is.
right? It's in a vault.
I know where it is.
Oh, Matt's computer froze. We're still talking, Matt. If you have questions for Matt, I'll give him my headset, but we can talk for a second. So Salzier doesn't have a book, but it's in Arella's vault.
Yep.
Yes.
And okay, in a vault is what Matt says. Do we think Wutamba would know about the bugs? I mean, obviously, I guess he would because.
We have nothing to suggest that he would or wouldn't.
But it's like worth a shot.
Other than that, he knows a lot.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean,
and
he's definitely not a fan of us.
I don't know.
I don't know.
This
At
mighty
least
gift.
me.
This mighty gift might have changed things.
He.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm truly trying to turn a shoulder. Turn. What's the word? Turn a new leaf. Turn a new leaf, and trust Vitinius.
Oh wow.
Not sure that'll pay off.
It's crazy.
I don't.
Avera has no interest in talking to Wutamba, like none whatsoever.
We're under the impression from like the last session that he would understand, that we had no option when the queen proclaimed us as like the enemies of Wutamba.
Yeah.
But Vera is very correct. There is a large chance that Wutamba would attack us on sight. And the only way
legitimately, like, what do we do when he does?
So when he attacks us, we battle him and we win, and then we go back to the queen and we claim our bounty.
Otherwise,
can we kill Wutamba? I don't think so.
Otherwise, we do have one hard piece.
Look at Ether's shield, and I still have Grub.
I mean, that is true. Ether has greatly strengthened up with that shield.
Wait,
but
I was joking about that shield.
Really?
Like, I don't even know what I got.
Oh no!
Now, what was this? Because he does have that shield.
I have a shield, but not
Well, no, I gave you the shield that the giant made you,
Yeah.
so it should be cool now, at least.
It's cool.
he's coming back online. You should have access to it. It should be like on your page.
Let me take a look.
Under
I
special.
don't remember the name of the shield. I just know I got a new skill that
Under
is like a
special equipment.
Okay.
But we do have one piece of leverage over that could help us, spare us, I should say, from Utamba's draft, which is that we know the attack is coming tonight, and if that's something that he doesn't know,
right,
forewarning
it could
him
be.
might be enough to spare us.
Okay, and then so we have that, and then remind me, Salzer, you gave him your dagger, or you guys talked about the dagger?
I gave him the dagger and he gave me information, so it was like a trade.
Okay. So he has good spirits-ish with Vitinius, Ember, and Salzir,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and ideally the person who we'd really want is Alan, because he very much desires to meet Alan again.
That's right. And I mean, Alan technically does still exist, so I mean that's something we could.
We could tell him where Alan is.
But he's
Yeah,
on
we
the
could
road
arrange in the
again.
future. Yeah, he is. He is. Okay, I mean, I'm sticking with the team because we're in a crucial. We don't really know what's going to happen now. A lot of things are changing. But I don't particularly want to talk to Atamba, so I'll be very in the background.
We also have a bargaining chip with the book because Arella did say that if Utumba knew about it, then he probably wouldn't have let me have it. So that means he may not know about it, and you know how he likes making deals.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you shouldn't tell him about it because what if he tries to like? What if that's a threat to him? What if the book is a threat to him in some way?
Well, remember where you got it.
Yeah, I got it from a shop that was affiliated with him.
And remember what transpired, right? Like,
yep.
You didn't just happen to go to a shop. You guys showed up, and some of Utumba's men seemed to be leaving it.
Yep.
And now the shop doesn't exist.
Yeah, so he might have been actively trying to get the book. So I think that's a piece of bargaining, potential he likes to bargain for knowledge. He's like Dijkstra, so.
Right.
That might
so I feel like we shouldn't give him any knowledge freely.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Okay, and then what do we know about the attack on him tonight? We just know that the queen was going to give him a week, right? And then now she's decided to do it tonight.
We know the bare bones of the attack, which is that there's a group of infiltrators that are designed as mainly a distraction while the full assault takes place. But those infiltrators are attempting to assassinate.
Yep.
Now, I think that we should consider what piece of information we are willing to offer up as a token of goodwill.
That's up to you guys because I don't have any rapport with Utamba, so I feel like I'm gonna be the worst.
I mean, probably the assassination attempt.
That's huge because
that is huge.
Sven knows. Sven is the only person that knows that Vitinius knows about the assassination attempt.
So okay, then we tell him about the book.
The book is probably a safer bet.
Yeah, and I mean, I just want another one, so. if he has one.
Vitinius looks leerily at
Salzier.
Uh-oh.
Just something to think about.
You're done.
Oh no.
No, just something to think about. You have one, and now you really want another one.
I do.
So if Wutamba has one, do you think he'd want to give away his?
Uh-oh.
Or do you think he'd want one as bad as you do?
You're gonna fight for it.
I'm just saying, like, under that logic, like, if he has one and you've experienced what it does to people.
You see, I'm not that smart. My brain doesn't go that deep, so.
That's fair.
Out of game, I guess, because this isn't really happening. I would think that Wutamba wouldn't read it.
Out of game, I think he's already read about 14 of them.
He has the knowledge.
Okay, so are we gonna try for the Sphinx, or are we gonna try for inside the pyramid?
The Sphinx is probably a safer bet, yeah.
Alright, we'll make our way to the Sphinx, Matt.
Alright.
Wutamba was invited to the festival, right? Like, we know that?
Surrender.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, the Zenith Festival.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, let's go to the Sphinx and enter. We can do a little bit of deception, just saying we're gonna go explore the underwalks, look for any bug information. Is that kind of what we're...
We don't have to provide any information to these cards. We are
I guess we are Suja, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Use it. I am the ash bringer.
Well, maybe what we should do is we should just be talking very loudly about bugs as we go into the underworld.
I
like it. I like it.
Yes.
Okay.
Matt, we are going to be actively trying to deceive these guards by talking about bugs as we enter.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Xavier, out of game, the apartments that you sent me, I don't think these are the ones I was at, but it's like on that same road, and they're not great.
Okay.
But this is a new management, so but all the ones on that like Signal Mountain Road right off of it,
they all suck.
They're all like kind of run by the same type of company, and they really suck.
Okay. Yeah, Matt told me you guys had like black goo coming out of your shower.
Yeah. So it's up to you, if it's...
Yeah, I mean, it's good prices, but obviously, yeah.
And the location is really not bad, but if they're in...
Nia.
Like the location... go ahead.
Tyler needs your mailing address.
Yeah, I need your address.
For what?
I gotta send you an invitation.
Oh, okay. An invitation, you say?
Yes.
Oh.
A mighty invitation.
A mighty invitation?
Mighty invitation.
Alright. I'll DM you.
Yeah, text it to me or whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys do head over to the Sphinx. You guys walk out across. You see, again, a pretty high amount of foot traffic between soldiers, military, city guard, especially in this district. You see a lot of servants from the pyramids running back and forth. It's pretty hot. It's just a little beyond midday, like the highest point of the sun. It's on its descent back down. It's pretty grueling. Very busy. And you can see as you guys approach the Sphinx, as you look out across the water into the rest of the city, it is like just bustling. There's like a constant just like droning hum coming from the city, much louder than you're used to, or at least when you first got here. That it is a full city. People are like spirits are high. just a lot is going on. Everyone's preparing. Today is the big day. There's festivities and food and just a lot is going on in the city. There's a lot of people, and even more than before, the few people that may be closer that aren't staying in the city for like the whole festival or coming from afar are showing up for these couple of days to experience the official lunar conjunction.
And just to double check, everybody
Mhm.
is like, you guys all have all your weapons and armor and whatnot, right? You didn't go to this in like formal wear or something, right? We had just come back from the
yeah, because you guys went straight from the desert to
Okay.
So I just thought
Queens.
of something.
Mhm.
What if we get to Utumba and he thinks we're the assassination party? Like, what if he already knows about it? He's expecting somebody. We show up and he's like, it must be these guys.
I mean, what's the difference? If he wants to kill us, potentially, even if we just show up and he doesn't think that, and then if he thinks that he wants to kill us, then we can explain that we're not.
Right. Yeah, and I guess we could still try to feign ignorance.
You also have literally showed up to do that exact thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it didn't go too well for us, and it wasn't
how
very
you met
long
him.
ago. So for us to show up again as just ourselves and be like, "Hey,
Yo.
Wachumba assassination attempt number 2."
Number two. Here we go. Stay tuned.
Now, obviously, he may. I don't know how impressed he'll be with our exploits, but yeah, I don't think that he would think that we're coming for another.
I think we're small potatoes compared to what he's capable of.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys see the city's buzzing with life. And you get to the pyramid, you walk around the large foot, and this thing towers, or the Sphinx, this thing towers over you. Like, you guys are walking by was the leg of it, and it's 15, 20 feet up in the air, just to get over like the leg. And as you walk around the section, you come to the front between the two legs, and you look down, and it's shaded by the head, and you do see two guards standing by the gate. It's chained. It's kind of a little bit of a respite from the sun. And you walk down this corridor between the arms of the Sphinx towards the uh, chained gate leading down into its chest.
So about them bugs. I wonder if those bugs are in here.
They're down here somewhere.
No.
Roll a.
I don't like Kai-6.
Roll a straight intelligence. Does anybody here have keen knowledge, or whatever that feat is, that like lets you always remember everything for like a month?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Alan probably does.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he does.
None of you have that?
No, not many people take that one.
Okay.
I mean, he just does.
So yeah,
He has magic that does.
any of you that you all came in this way before?
What?
Or did any of you come in this way, or was it only Alan?
I did not.
Only Alan.
This way.
Yeah.
It was only Alan, so none of you have come this way. All right. So yeah, so you guys approach, and the guards, it looks like they are kind of chilling, and they stiffen up a little bit as you get closer. They put their spears down. They don't seem to be like concerned in like a fight or whatever, but they are like, what's this group of people doing? As you get closer, they do realize that you are the Shuja. And one of them actually just straight up kneels to you, like still holding on his spear, but drops down to a knee.
I'll
Shuja.
kind of wave my hand over his head and say, "At ease, my son."
He stands up, and you see him like turn and look at the other guy, and the other guy's like seems like, oh shit, like okay, and he's like he is a grin, dude. He is full smile, like ear to ear, super ecstatic. He's like, what can we do for you? Are you trying to go down?
Yes, we're gonna do some exploring down there, looking at your bug problem.
Bug problem.
We're
You guys aren't
exterminators
here to
now.
clear. You aren't here to fix the Bright Eyes. Stop all the kidnappings.
Well, that's part of the mission too, but primarily we heard some issues with infestations potentially going on down there.
And they kind of look at each other a little nervous. Like, really?
We're
Yeah,
here to deal with all of the infestations.
Another rumor.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage, because you guys are Shuja.
Who?
Xavier.
Salzier, right?
Anyone, Salzier or Vitenius, whoever was talking to them.
Okay. Persuasion. Ooh, I hey,
21.
advantage.
Yeah, 21. So yeah, they're like, oh geez, thanks for the warning. Yeah, of course. And one of them pulls out their keys and unlocks it. You're pretty certain that they weren't gonna not let you in, but they definitely seem spooked now by this sudden word of infestation that they didn't know of. So
I'll
yeah,
tell
very
them.
quickly he tries to unchain. He pulls the chain out, and as it unravels and clanks out, and he swings it open slowly. It's like a pretty big, heavy gate. And he pulls it, and they step to the side. And he says, you guys don't need it, but good luck.
And I'll say, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Don't worry about it too much. It's only rumors, but we gotta
Do
do our
not
due
be
diligence.
afraid, our child.
We gotta do our due diligence.
He's like, and the other guy who hasn't been talking as much, he's just like, I'm glad. We're all happy to have you guys in the city. Like, thank you. And he like bows as you guys go by.
Take out my map and double check that have my map written correctly, or I start documenting anything new.
All right.
Matt.
Yeah.
Just as a note, Vitenius's long sword only glows because Alan put light on it. So I don't know if that'll ever change.
I don't think there's a radius to it.
No, I don't think so.
It's only if Alan decides to turn it off or use.
Which he will never.
Unless he needs it for something else.
He will never.
Hopefully he doesn't.
If he needs it, he won't hesitate to use it. Just like, that's not my fucking problem.
You'll be in the middle of a battle with a million bright eyes, and all of a
Go
sudden,
dark.
The lights go out. Yeah. Yes. So you guys have never entered this entrance before. So it is not yet on your map.
Okay, well, I'll start mapping then.
But yes. So you won't be able to be scouting for stuff. And you'll have disadvantage on perception checks while you're mapping.
I mean, that's fine. I have the group around me, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
I mean, wherever you want to, whatever walking order is.
I'm definitely not going to be up front while I'm making the map.
person with a 22 AC shield's gonna be up front.
Yeah.
Who dat?
So the one thing I'll say you do know is obviously, like, you guys can tell, the underwalks are literally under the city. So you can roughly estimate as to where things are. Vera, I'll let you do a survival check to figure out which directions to go.
Oh,
You have advantage, and you can add your professional bonus because you have a map already, and you have a pretty good understanding as to how the underwalks operate at this point. Like,
What
you
is
guys have
my
seen the different connections and whatnot.
professional bonus?
It's just +3 for your road scholar, right?
Oh, I guess so. I don't know.
Or wait, no, it would be just +2 for the base knowledge. Like, you're not proficient in it yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, so it's just +2.
So 17.
Okay, yeah. So after you guys come down these stairs and it opens up into this, the very, you're used to seeing these underwalks. You do notice that this one is a bit it almost seems like less moved through. Like there's like the other ones again kind of abandoned, but clearly things go through there occasionally. Like you can assume bright eyes or whatever else is down here. Where you come down here, it seems like it's very little walked. You can actually see points where like the footprints in the dust of where Alan had been trekking, like back and forth. And Lucky Eyed Mark.
All right, well, I'll won't be in the front, but I'll kind of tell the group where to go.
All right, so you
I'll probably be like second or third in line.
Where are you guys trying to go to?
Ward.
You want to head to the Rojo ward?
Right.
It's up to you guys. You guys go where you want. I don't know where you're trying to go.
So, as we've been down in the Underwalks, we had a troll in the dungeon following a path, one of the paths leading off from the shop that Salzar bought the book from.
But we don't have to worry about him no more.
No, we don't have to worry about him. But we were investigating things over there. We were also investigating things when we were following the blood trail under the, like, more directly under the Rojo ward. I don't know if it was exactly directly under the Rojo ward. Vera might know better. But we were also following that blood trail before we met the Forgotten Gladiators and dived off a cliff. And we were making bank while doing that.
Yeah. It's true.
So yes, I don't know exactly if anybody has any desires to go back.
So
to
you guys
to go back to
followed a blood path, but also remember there's a walking path that you guys saw.
Oh, yep.
Like a well-worn walking path.
Probably follow that then.
But that was in, like, close, way closer to the Rojo ward, I think.
That was... You guys are pretty confident it was in the Rojo ward. Because it was one of the first things you saw after coming down from the middle of the Rojo ward. Like when you guys entered from the, the place that they let you down in the middle of the Rojo ward, that like old kind of cemetery type thing.
So I guess initially, the only places that we would have direction to go outside of the Rojo ward, like on the way, would be either to the Coliseum or to, like, the actual Coliseum where the Forgotten Gladiators are somewhere underneath, or to the the Winged Beast, or to
is also in the same area.
Yeah, or to the Merchant District where the shopkeep was. So where do we want to go?
It's towards the shop, since we know that that's closest to the Rojo ward, and we can find that path that probably takes us there.
Onward then.
All right, so you guys, so you come down the stairs and Vera gets kind of her bearings, and she's like, "Yeah, it looks like we need to head south." And you guys have a path that seems to be heading directly south.
I also do have a compass to actually tell us south.
Oh, then yeah, you 100%. You can head south.
And there's a compass on the floor.
And so I'll say you guys, I would say roll a flat intelligence, and then roll your cartographer tools with your bonus.
Oof.
Not a high intelligence, but pretty decent with your cartographer tools, and you have the +2 to that.
So I had 20. Plus 11 to that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm proficient in them.
And
I'm an expertise.
The +11.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like your profession bonus is a +2.
Yeah, that's already added as well.
All right, then I would say yeah, you could probably determine that this is. You estimate that you're somewhere around here. And if you look north, there should be a yellow box.
We're not on
Yeah,
that
we're
map.
looking at the
Yeah, we're.
stairs.
Oh, whoops. I'm sorry.
Right, so where are we now?
North.
Right about there.
I think I can ping you guys to it.
Are we yellow square?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was like, got a little lost.
Baby shark.
Two.
Yellow square.
Two.
So, as you guys start to head over in this direction, you get about like a minute down into this area, and you come across like an old portcullis that seems to block off this section, this entrance area. Like you're in kind of like a large open room. Like you come down the stairs, and it opens up into a large, dusty old, very high ceilings, big area. Um, and there's the hallway going off of it that you guys were going to head to, but that hallway is blocked by a large portcullis that drops down. And there is a roll an investigation check. Anybody? All right, Tenius. You see the mechanism to pull it up, and it's like a large wheeled wooden with like spokes around it that's flat on the ground, right? So it spins around. You can like crank it, and it's off to the left of the portcullis.
Wait, so where are we?
You guys are at the yellow box, yeah. And there is a hallway going south, due south. Right there. Oh, whoops. Not that one. It is that one.
Is the wheel on the other side of the portcullis than us?
No, it's on your side.
Okay. The tennis will start to roll it up.
All right. So it is like a large wooden thing. Roll an athletics check. Is it only you?
I'll help.
All right, two of you. So yeah, I'll say you guys get advantage. Roll an athletics check.
Both of us?
Yeah. Or well, one of you and the other. That person gets advantage. Whoever decides to do it.
I will assist Ember.
All right.
15.
15. Yeah. So you guys start to crank it up. And you hear like the wood groaning, and the chains clank like into a tautness. And then you see the portcullis itself, like all the dust kind of comes off it as it starts to raise a little bit. And you guys do start get going. And you know you're moving at a slow pace, and then you start to kind of get a rhythm and start to pick up the pace a little bit. I would say, Avera, roll a investigation check with disadvantage because you're doing your map thing.
Nat one.
Oh no.
That one. All right, you don't notice. You don't notice at all. Both.
Ooh.
As this is going on.
Vitenius, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Vitenius is going to talk to Avera, so she's a little more distracted.
I mean, you're not really in a situation. You're like full push, like pushing around this thing. Like you're hard pushing. It's heavy as fuck. You guys assume that there's usually probably like one person per spoke, and there's like 6 spokes, maybe 8 spokes. So you guys are like two-manning something that is like probably had just a bunch of peasants pushing.
You should have gotten Ether in there. Ether's strong too.
But yeah, Ether's strong.
Strong.
So yeah, you guys start pushing up. The gate starts to rise. You guys get it about a foot off the ground, 2 feet off the ground, about 3 feet off the ground, and then suddenly you hear like a weird sound come from like you and Ember are directly across from each other, pushing opposite directions. So you're working together. And you guys like both kind of look up over the thing that you're turning, and you see each other. You make eye contact for a second, and then you notice the whole thing shifts to one side real hard. And before you guys can even do anything like brace it or relock it, it just lets. And you're like,
Oh, Matt,
We
you're
lost
gone.
Matt.
You're gone, Matt.
His headset died.
Something epic was about to happen.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
no.
Here you
He's
go.
gone.
Somebody
That's twice, Matt. It's been an hour.
Somebody was about to get smushed for a
Yeah.
second time in this campaign.
Dead.
No, he was about to say, and nothing happens, and you get the gate up, and everything's okay.
Oh,
Dead.
great.
Yeah.
So we continue on
We
through.
continue on.
And
Exactly.
Yep.
we immediately notice where we are,
Yep.
and we stroll right up to Watumba's front door.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
And we knock on it, and he enters, and he has a plate of cookies ready for us.
Exactly.
So what was the last thing you heard?
Watumba has a plate of cookies ready for us.
Oh, okay. So you guys were pushing. You guys like make eye contact as you heard that first kind of like what almost sound like a crack, but before you could react, the entire wheel that you guys are pushing lets go, and it heaves very heavily to the side. And then you see like you hear a ping as like a metal pipe, like a rod, like launches out of the top of it, um, strikes the ceiling, comes back down, and the entire thing starts to fall, and the chain starts to whip across. As the thing is unraveled and pulled towards the portcullis as it starts to drop again. So both Ember and Tenius make a deck save. You have to, because
Oh
you guys are
God.
literally within the spokes. You guys have to beat a 17.
Woo,
Dead.
18.
Oh,
You got it.
What did Tenius get?
Waiting.
he's got death staring at him. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, too. Okay, yeah. So, the gate, it stops. You hear the creak, and then the chains like yank and start to pull. The entire spoked wheel gives way from the floor and starts to be like yanked towards and unraveled at the same time. So it starts to like spin rapidly in the opposite direction while being yanked across the floor towards the portcullis as the portcullis drops. And both Ember and Botanius like peer at each other over the thing as they hear the first ping happen, and they look like what, and the thing heaves, and then they immediately start to drop. And both of them literally just flatten out, like just let go, knees weak, straight to the ground, and the entire this thing's like 5 feet wide, maybe, of just like a large wooden drum with these maybe like 5-inch spokes, 5-inch thick spokes, wooden spokes that come out on each side, and there's like 8 of them. Goes ripping past them. They're able to dodge it and not get pulled with it or caught up in the tangled in the chain as it goes bouncing across the room. But the portcullis slams closed now, and now it's just the thing slides and comes to a stop. So there's like a loose hanging chain. The mechanism to pull it up is now just kind of off on the floor, and the portcullis is just down.
Time for some dynamite.
So what do you guys do?
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
No need for that.
Let her rip.
Anybody got a chainsaw?
Anybody got a
Is the portcullis made of wood or metal, Matt?
Portcullis is metal. It's like a thick iron metal.
Yeah, we need an acetylene torch.
Or an angle grinder.
Yes, an angle grinder. And so as we're talking about angle grinding,
Three
Can-
inches like wide.
can Avera hear us?
Yeah.
So Vitenius is gonna say to Avera, this raises a very strong conundrum. How long would you estimate that it's gonna take us to make it to the Rojo ward? Should we find a relatively direct path with no stops?
Cool. You're +2.
It's already added.
Oh, you added your professional bonus.
To my tools, yeah.
Oh, okay.
To the ones I'm 13, unless I have it. 13.
13. The duration it would take. I actually need to see this to be able to do it. Sorry.
Hold on, he has to pull things up.
Okay. Ether, do you think you can lift this gate?
Yeah,
lift the gate?
I can punch it.
Okay.
I punched the gate.
Hello?
Yes.
We hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so
I
just
punched the gate. How much damage does it take?
How much damage do you take?
What? That's crazy. You think I'm
do you
gonna take
actually
the damage?
you actually punch the gate?
Oh, wait, how thick is this gate?
I mean, each bar is like 3 inches thick. It's like heavy iron, and it's like a lattice work of iron with large spikes that like stick into inlets in the ground. So it's not just like on the ground; it's fixed into the ground
Oh,
when it's down.
wait, can I bend it to like have somebody fit through?
The lattice it's a lattice work, so it's not just bars down; it's also bars across, and
Oh, okay.
they have about a maybe 1 foot gap in them. So you can
1 foot
definitely attempt to
squares?
like break off, 1 foot squares, like of gap, like that you can just see through, like 1 foot squares
So
that's
that means
like
that the
between the bars.
hypotenuse.
yeah, that's like a 16-inch diagonal.
Yeah.
I could probably fit through that.
Salzer could absolutely fit through that.
How big is Salzier?
I'm pretty small. I'm like 5'2", something like that. 5'5".
I would say roll a.
Acrobatics?
No, it's not like
Proportionist?
acrobatics. Roll a Constitution to see how much you can like scrunch up without hurting yourself, without breaking, like being able to do it without breaking something.
Oh.
Yep. Done. Yep.
So you don't think that you can get yourself through. Like it's really tight. If maybe you had like a little bit more like flexibility of being able to like pull in your shoulder blades or whatever, you might be able to do it, but you can't.
Gonna break a clavicle?
And yes, something, yeah, again. So let's see.
So the chains broke? Is that what happened?
The chain broke from the spindle, yeah.
What if we try to mend the chain?
Oh!
I can try. I don't see why not.
It would be roughly about, you estimate this, less than 6 hours.
And it's what, noon you said?
It's like around midday.
Wait, just to get to the Woho Ward?
Rojo Ward, yeah,
The
you're in a
Woho.
massive city going through
Just to
the
mend the
Underwalk.
chain.
So
Oh yeah, no.
we
So
don't.
the chain itself is not broken. It's the entire like so there's the portcullis is connected to a chain, and the chain comes down to a big wooden thing that was attached to the floor that is the crank to crank it up, right? The crank broke off from the floor, so
Oh.
that's got yanked across the room, and Ember and Vitenius had to drop below. Like as they were pushing it, it like let go and broke off of the floor. So it is still connected to the chain, and the chain's still connected to the portcullis, but the entire like spindle that you guys were cranking broke off, and it's like a 5 foot circular drum of wood with the like 5 inch spokes, 5 inch thick spokes sticking out of it for you to push on.
It sounds like we need a mason
And that thing just got yanked across the room.
to like cement it back into the ground.
So Vitanius will make the point to the group that we don't have much wiggle room in terms of time.
Oh, that is fair.
So yeah, if Avera thinks it's gonna take us 6 hours, we probably have only maximum 3 or 4 hours of wiggle room, maybe. Um, so do we want to? Do we think we can lift it? Do we want to try lifting it all together?
Give it a shot.
All right. So
Is
all
there?
of you try to go and get it.
Hold on. Is there anything around here that once we lift it, we can wedge under it to keep it propped open? How about the broken off spindle?
Yeah, you can definitely try that.
Is there anything we could use as leverage?
As leverage? So most of the place is intact. There might be a couple columns broken, like crumbled columns from the actual architecture itself, but they're like big, thick stone columns that probably you wouldn't be able to use a leverage, but maybe something else you could stick under it, like pieces of column, but they'd also be stupid heavy.
I'll ask Ether. What are your thoughts?
Is there anything left over of the debris that we could use?
I mean, there's the big spindle, like the big wooden thing. It's like 5 feet wide, probably about 3 to 4 feet thick, like upwards, like because it was planted flat on the ground. So, Ether or Ember and Vitenius were walking basically in a circle around each other to turn it, and then it snapped up off the ground. Like whatever was holding it into the ground, what it was spinning on, was just old. It was like a rod, and it broke off. And yeah, it just gave way. So it is, and it already got yanked towards the portcullis when the portcullis fell. So it's not too far away. It's maybe 15 feet from the portcullis.
Is there anything attached to the gate?
The chain connected to the crank, basically.
How loose is the chain?
It seems to be holding up.
Can we just tie it to somewhere else?
I mean, you could try. What do you mean by that? Like, you're gonna pull the portcullis open?
So wait. Is this gate up, down?
It's down. The gate is down.
The gate is down, but we move it up, and the chain is attached to it, right?
So to pull it up, you'd have to pull the chain further away from the gate.
Right. I get that. But if we lift it up, the chain becomes loose, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So then one of us can just tie it somewhere else.
How do you tie the chain? It's like a thick ass chain. Like these chain links. Yeah, these chain links are like probably 2 inches thick, like each link. Like just the actual metal bend of it. And then the entire link, like the diameter of the chain link is like 2 inches. An entire link is like near a foot.
So we can move it around, right? It's not like we can't.
It's heavy as fuck, but yeah, you could probably move it.
Oh, it's heavy as fuck.
It's like a giant. Think of like a chain that they would use to anchor down like an old ship.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Like a frigate or something, right? Like one of those big ass chain, like an anchor chain.
Yeah, I've seen those let loose, dude.
But is smaller than an anchor chain.
We could
it's not quite that big.
We could loop it around the bottom of the portcullis while it's in the up position, and it'll hold itself up.
True.
Yeah. We could do like a Boy Scout type knot, I've seen some YouTube videos on that shit. Pretty easy to do.
YouTube video?
Yeah, it's this magical device in the next world.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
But I don't have it anymore. I'm trying to find another one.
Yep.
So, what do you guys do?
I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration twice on whoever needs strength. Who needs strength?
Probably
me.
Ether.
Oh.
I could take more strength. I enjoy strength.
Because we're essentially all assisting Well, who's gonna move the chain? Are we using the chain, or are we gonna try to roll the spindle?
I think we should roll the spindle. It's safer.
Okay. So between Vitenius and Salzier, who's the weaker?
I only have 4 strength.
Other belt.
Wait, your strength is a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Salzir
Oh,
is...
sorry. My strength is a 13.
Oh. It's the same.
Oh, then you get one and I get one.
Well, I guess one of us should... Yeah, maybe both of us should roll the spindle while everyone else tries to lift.
Yeah. And we'll get the spindle, before they lift. We'll get it real close. We just gotta shove it over.
Yeah. Let's
foot.
collectively move the spindle over first.
Yeah.
Matt.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys, all of you work together.
Yep.
It's mostly made of wood, so yeah, you guys are able to push it as a unit across, using the different pegs. One of the pegs does break as you guys are pushing, but there's only 5 of you and 8 pegs, so you're still able to get traction on it and you get it into position. It's actually, with all of you, fairly easy to do.
So what do Salzir and Vitanius think about moving it on their own?
That would be much more difficult.
We only have to move a foot.
For specifically those two.
I think we can do it with Bardic Inspiration, and I got my Lucky Stone, and it only has to go a foot.
You're gonna rub your lucky stones here?
Only if I have to.
Wait. Okay.
Does Vera have a technological...
Dynamite.
Oh!
No.
She has a portcullis jack.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
She doesn't.
Oh, wait a minute. Get that in here.
Literally not.
You get Enzo to walk over and put his head underneath it. You crank his tail and it raises up the portcullis. Raises up.
That would have been useful in the siege.
Maybe somebody else should help us then. Especially because, yeah, Enzo's also helping lift the gate. Or maybe Enzo should help us roll it.
I thought he said that. I thought you just said we could do it.
We got it over to the gate, but as one
You have
part
to
of the
lift
team
the gate now, though.
lifts the gate, the other part of the team needs to roll the thing over.
It's not rolling. You're like pushing it. You're just dragging on the floor.
Okay.
Isn't rolling it the path of least resistance?
No, it has spokes. Like just wooden spokes that stick out of it.
Can we cut the spokes off?
Then you wouldn't be able to grasp it as well. But I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Roll
you
it?
can. They're just wooden spokes. But then it would also be a lot taller. You'd have to lift it a lot higher to slide the thing under.
Okay.
It's like think of a wheel. Think of like a tire, right? And it was laying like it's wider than a normal tire, but it was lying flat on the ground. And it had spokes sticking out of where the treads would be. So you want to upright it onto the treads. So it's gonna now you have to lift the portcullis a lot higher, and it won't be as stable when you put it under the portcullis.
So let's try right now. We'll have everyone bar Vitanius, Salzir, and Enzo lifting the gate. So you guys all try to lift it, and if you guys get it up, then Enzo, Salzir, and Vitanius will attempt to move the thing.
Yeah.
So there's how many of you? 4?
Mm-hmm.
4 lifting the gate.
Yep.
All right. So I would say 2 of you can roll advantage, and the other 2 are helping.
Well, I have 0 I have 1 strength, so.
So pick who's rolling.
Not me.
Oh. I'm weak today.
Oh, Ether's.
Holy
shit! Damn.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Haven't seen sunlight in a while.
Oh, who's the other roll? Is it gonna be Enzo? Is it gonna be Avera?
No,
I
Ember.
mean, wouldn't it be
Ember?
Ember? She's stronger than
gonna roll.
both of us.
Strength save doesn't matter from a strength roll, right?
There we go.
It's the same thing.
If you don't have a proficiency in athletics, yeah, it'll be the same thing.
I do have a proficiency in athletics.
Well, I mean, you got 2 nat 1s, so it doesn't matter.
But what if it's not 2 nat 1s?
But it was 2 nat 1s. So yeah, with help from all of you, even though Ether really didn't do much. It was mainly just Ember doing all the work.
I'm
She
kind of
does
tired today.
heave the gate open. You guys get it up enough. You guys get it about 3 feet off the ground. Kind of holding it just a little above waist level. Enzo kind of props up underneath it and is like pushing up with his legs.
Enzo's helping us roll the thing.
Oh, Enzo's helping you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so now you guys, I'll say...
And in fact, we're
roll...
helping Enzo.
Okay, yeah, roll a athletics check for Enzo. And he'll have
15.
advantage.
15.
15. Yeah, so you guys are able to push it. And yeah, you guys are able to hold it for long enough to get the thing underneath it. And so you guys, yeah, they push it under. It looks like about halfway through the thing. And then you guys are, you let go of it. And again, the loud crank, the chains kind of rattle. And then you see the thing drop down onto this wooden spindle thing. Two of the spokes that come out the bottom of the gate, like the spears that link into the ground, puncture right in through the large wooden drum. But when it hits the crossbar, it does hold. So the bottom of the gate of this portcullis is actually only about 2 feet. So it's like a 2-foot gap to slide through.
I'm gonna very quickly roll on through.
All right. So first,
Britannius
Salzier
is
goes
right
through.
behind.
Vitanius goes right through.
I'm gonna go through.
All right. So Ember, you're going next. Hold on a second.
Don't people... Someone has to keep holding it?
No,
No,
it's resting
it's on the spindle.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
All right. Ember goes right through. Who's next?
Oh no.
Me and Enzo will go.
All right. So as Ember, or as Avera, starts to roll under, and Enzo starts to slide, like he gets a little running dash and just kind of dashes and slides. The thing, you hear a huge crack, and the gate starts to puncture through as the wood starts to split where the two punctures went through, and it drops like a whole half a foot. Roll a dex save.
Britannius
You
is
only have to
gonna.
beat like a 12. Okay.
20.
Yeah, so you, as you're kind of scooting through, you hear it start to drop a little more, and you like shift to the side a little bit, and one of the spears come down right next to you. It doesn't go into the floor. It just lowers about 6 inches, and you feel it kind of like scrape against the side of your rib as you like slip through. You don't take any damage, and then you scurry real quick to get out of the way.
Here,
Matt,
Oh my
you cut out.
god.
Yeah, Matt.
Well, once I see the gate start dropping, I'm gonna go support it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Britannius is gonna get ready to pull Ether through.
They're making plans here. Well, they said, say what you guys said again.
So once I saw the gate start dropping, I'm gonna move to like lift it up. What little I can do to support it.
And Britannius is gonna help pull Ether through.
I do my athletics and do a fireman roll. Right through. We're good.
They're gonna help hold it.
Help hold it and, yeah, help pull Ether through.
All right. So I would say, Ether's the next person.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna roll right here, and it's because they're helping. It's gonna have advantage to not fail. I'll let you see. So I'm not like cheating it. 20. So you're good. So Ether's through.
Ether, you made it through.
As they're holding up, but you hear the wood on the spindle. The pressure is still cracking it. Who's next? Is there anyone left?
Nope.
That's everyone.
Oh, everybody made it through? Okay. So yeah. So you guys make it through, and once you guys let go of it, wow, it just holds. Wow. It literally
man.
holds. Okay then. So it took about 20 seconds later. it does snap. And you hear the portcullis slam down as it breaks the spindle apart. So now half the spindle's on your side, half the spindle's on the other side. The chain is hanging down and partially through the underneath, but the whole thing is down. So any sort of leverage you need to pull the gate back open, you'd need to do from the other side.
Oh, we're not going back that way.
I guess not.
Well, good thing it was a one-way trip.
Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Mhm.
Maybe. So you guys come to a T intersection, and you can either turn to the right or turn to the left. And directionally, it would be either east or west. East would be to your right, west would be to your left. And would I know which way to turn? There is a bit of a draft coming from the east. Roll. Anyone can roll a perception check. Let me know what the perception checks are. 19. 19.
And 14.
14. Who was it?
Me and Vitinius.
Vitinius. Okay. So Avera kind of looks. Oh, actually, you have disadvantage
No.
because you're making your map.
Oh, well, it's still 19.
Oh, really? With the
Rolled a
oh,
19.
okay. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, Avera notices a strange smell in the air, but she can't. It's not strong enough to really identify what it is.
Rotting troll.
She can't even fully tell if it's like a good scent or a bad scent. It's just like there's just something in the air. The air has a smell to it to the west, to your right. And to the left, nothing necessarily descript that you can tell with those perception checks.
All right, team, where you want to go?
I'll leave it up to the map maker.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
I'll leave
Oh,
it up to
no.
the sniff sniffer.
Which
What?
I mean, would I know which
I mean, that's the information you have.
what the smell would mean?
No, you don't.
We've never smelled it before.
You have.
Now that she's said that there's a smell, can everyone sniff?
I'd say you'd still have to kind of travel a little bit before you actually would be able to like catch the smell that she could.
Okay.
So you guys want to commit some time going that direction?
I'll tell everyone like there's a weird smell I can't place coming from this direction.
A smelly smell, smelly.
Actually, Salzir.
Yeah.
Salzir can do it. Salzir can roll a sniff check.
Heh.
Oh, wait. Yeah,
What?
Salzir can roll a sniff check.
What do I roll for? Oh no. What do I roll for sniff
Just
check?
roll a perception check, and you can add your professional bonus to it.
Oh God.
What's my
fuck?
professional bonus?
Yeah.
Your
Two.
cook's tools.
No, I think it's 5 for him. I think he's a professional.
Yeah, I am professional.
So you add plus
Professional
5.
sniffer.
So it's a
Yeah,
19.
it's your proficiency bonus plus 2.
Yeah, 19 then.
So you got 19.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell it is the smell of a strange type of cooking. You've never smelt it before, but it's definitely like cooking.
I'll tell somebody, or I'll tell everybody, somebody's definitely cooking something down there. I don't know what it is, but it's nothing I've never smelled before, including troll.
I don't smell what the Salzier's cooking.
It's not stewed troll. It's but something's definitely down there and something's cooking, so maybe we don't want to go that way.
Avera, what do you think? Which direction is the correct direction to head?
Yep, I agree.
All right.
Wait, what'd you say?
Which way's the right way?
Wait, he won't tell me.
You have no idea which way is the best way to go?
No, he wouldn't let me roll for it. He said I could roll for the smell, and
Then
that was it.
Let's follow our noses.
Oh, I would agree not to follow our noses. That's what the cook said.
So I'm gonna say that the smells are really weird. So whoever's cooking it is probably really weird. So maybe I don't know. Do we want to have a run in with a weird dude down
It
here?
could be the Forgotten Champions.
Oh,
I mean, but even if it is, aren't we on a time crunch and want to get there as quickly as possible with as little distraction as possible?
They're on the way.
are they on the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are on the way. All right, let's go that way.
Oh.
Okay. So you guys start to head down, and about 5 to 10 minutes walking down this path, the rest of you start to smell the smell that they were talking about. Vitenius and Ether and Ember, you guys can all make your smell checks.
What's my smell check?
It's a perception.
Oh wow.
Smells delicious.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Yeah, so you guys, especially Ether, immediately recognizes the scent.
Hey, I rolled higher than him.
Oh, yeah, but he got a crit. That is true.
Has ginger in it.
So it actually doesn't have ginger, but it does have these other smells that you guys immediately associate with the undermarket.
Oh.
Well, we don't have time to stop for that.
No, we don't. Avera, have you been to the Undermarket?
Nope, I didn't go with you guys.
With Vitenius's City Secrets, could he describe the directions that they went from Dirk's to get to the Undermarket?
I would say yes.
So he'll describe that to Avera and ask if that's the correct way to go.
It would be, you just know you also headed westward from Dirk's.
Okay. Is west the right direction to go from here, Avera?
Matt?
I mean, I would say you know you want to go south. Like, the Rojo is south of where you entered.
Kind of southwest-ish. So, west isn't the completely wrong direction, I think.
So, Avera, what do you think? U-turn or continue?
I mean, I don't want to get caught in the undermarket for whatever reason.
They're friendly.
We're looking for bugs.
I mean, we can keep going. We've already walked down this way.
I'm looking for the bug that killed my pappy. All right, yeah. So you guys actually head out into again just more tunnels. It's about, again, they're pretty. They're not super different here. You do notice that there's a little bit more foot traffic here, and there is a section. As you come up, you round this kind of like small bend, and you see that the entire thing just opens up. And there's like this nice ornate gate. Again, old, but it opens in this large cavern that you guys have seen before, but never from this side. And you guys are on the back side, or the opposite side that you had, or not the opposite side. It's the same side, but a different entrance to the undermarket. So you still see it from this direction. But you're on a different bridge coming across. So like this bridge actually hooks up to that original bridge that you guys crossed to get there.
Oh, I've never been to the Undermarket. Can we go through the Undermarket and will that bring us closer to the Rojo Ward? Asking the rest of the group.
You assume, since this is pretty much the Undercity, like this is the place to be under here for, like, normal people, or like somewhat normal people, right? they probably have access to most of the Underwalks from here.
Okay, let's do it. You don't have to ask me twice.
All right, so you guys cross the bridge into the market.
Sure. Now I've never been here, so if I need to know anything, I might need to know it now.
Don't use any light.
Don't use any light. Okay.
Obey the bright eyes.
Obey the bright eyes. Okay.
Don't
So he
start a
says that
panic about a plague.
Wait, there's a plague?
He speaks.
Oh my god.
Just don't start a panic about one.
Oh, okay, but bugs are okay, right?
Bugs are probably fine.
Okay.
So as you guys cross this old, kind of broken down, these bridge systems, some of them have fully broken, and like there's gaps between them that have been replaced with like rope and bridges and whatnot. You do kind of peer over the side, and you notice that there's like lower levels too, like these smaller these chains that hang down to little platforms, and it seems like what might be little like actual dwellings, where some people, or maybe like the more poor folk that stay down here actually live. And it's again like individual family dwellings, possibly like little ledges and camps like along the edges. But you notice it goes down into just an abyss after that.
Bugs.
Like there is just darkness below as you guys cross these cavernous pathways to the center kind of column that comes up out of the darkness.
I'm gonna look down there. I'm gonna look at the group, and I'm gonna say bugs. Kind of point. See if other people agree with me or not.
Does it seem at all familiar to the cavern that we were in when we first discovered the bugs?
No, this just seems like a natural cavern.
Bugs.
I would say both times that you saw a bug cavern, they seem to be hewn into a particular shape.
Maybe this one's really, really old.
Eroded bugs?
Eroded bugs. Abandoned bugs. I'm just having fun.
So yeah, you guys cross into the city. Again, it's there's limited light. You notice that there's there's a decent amount of people down here too. It seems like there's actually kind of more people down here. You'd think that this place would maybe empty out with people trying to go up to see the actual stuff in the city, but it seems like it has its own group of people, demographic that want to be down here for the festival. Right, and yeah, so if you guys go ahead.
As we're cruising through, I'll remind the team that our old pal Morlumlum is down here.
Say what?
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that guy in like 3 months.
And if you saw he on the map that the queen had, Morlumlum, his name was originally Morlum, and he seems to take on the names after the names that people give him. And there was a location on the map named Morlum.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
Out in the Skazari wastes.
Is he a bug?
More of a tree.
You can't put bugs on all your problems.
Well, we'll have to, on our way back from Wutumba, we'll have to drop in and say hi.
Yeah, I feel like we should conquer this first problem.
Agreed.
All right, yeah. So you guys, you keep moving.
Though, if we are going to fight Wutumba, it could be quite advantageous to have Morlumlum at our side.
How do we know he would fight with us?
He was quite happy to see me.
That sounds like a lie.
I wouldn't
who's
know.
ever excited to see Vitenius?
He almost crushed me to death with his hug.
Ooh.
Maybe it was an attempted crushing to death.
Well, I have confidence we're not going to be fighting Mutumba. I think my book information is pretty valuable.
Vamos.
All right. So you guys start to you walk through the city. You get your bearings. There seems to be a decent amount of exits from each like direction. And you do find one that seems to be going due south.
Sweet.
So you guys head that way.
And Avera, you're mapping all this?
It didn't come through.
Avera is mapping all this?
Yeah, she said yeah.
All right.
And so as you guys approach this area, you do notice that there's actually signage on this way, and it's warning of unstable tunnels ahead.
Hello.
Yo. Unstable tunnels. I mean, we dealt with a few of those. We've probably caused a few of those.
100%.
Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me.
Dude, Matt is losing it over here.
Yep.
Did he disable hardware acceleration on Discord?
Did you disable hardcore acceleration on Discord? That was
Dude, that shit's hardcore.
Shut up. It is hot in here.
Yeah. Tyler.
Yeah.
Matt either has, I think, bad VRAM or bad RAM in general.
In his computer?
Yeah.
Does he have more than one stick?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, you could take one out at a time and see if your problems stop.
That is true. But anyways, yeah, so you keep traveling. This tunnel seems to be pretty much straight. There's not many branches off of it. Like you're back into the underwalks. It's not a natural section. Vitenius, you notice thieves' can as you start to come into this section. And there's little markings that seem to be suggesting no lights.
Keep the lights out, guys. And Vitenius will just, whoever's in front of him, he'll just grab the back of whoever's in front of him.
Okay. So you guys keep going.
And in fact, actually, Matt, Vitenius wouldn't have seen that because we would have already been no lights. Unless there was light in the area.
So you guys come to a fork in the road, and this is about maybe 40 minutes of traveling down this corridor. You come to a fork in the road, and in this fork in the road, you don't have any distinguishing features on either side. Anyone can make a perception check. 18. For you? With disadvantage? Oh. No. The highest? No, it's okay. So Ember, you do notice to the left. Oh, 24. Who got the 24?
Me.
Okay. So Salzier, you notice to the right is a small glint kind of down the tunnel. You can't really tell what it is, just the tiniest little faintest glint. It seems to be on the floor of the tunnel way far ahead. And Ember, you notice to the left in this fork a very earthy smell.
Be like
Reminiscent of the cave-in that you've experienced before, that you've smelt down there.
I'm gonna yell and say, I think there might be a rune, a trap rune down there.
Oh.
Not this again.
I can see it glinting maybe down there. It's either that or something else shiny. So how do we what do we do? We just like punched it and it
Yeah,
stopped
actually, I
working?
think Salzir ran up and smacked it with his staff.
Should I do the same thing?
Lieutenant is blind. It's dark here.
All right, then I'm gonna run up to it and stop before it and hit it with my staff if that is indeed what it turns out to be.
Right. So as you approach it, you actually notice it is the broken tip of a spearhead, or the spearhead of a broken spear.
And it's glowing?
No, it's not glowing. It just like kind of glinted, just the faintest amount of light off of
Oh,
the very, very minimal light that is just down here.
okay. I'm gonna pick the spear up and I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't see spears very often.
It's just
Does
the
this
spearhead. It's like just the tip and like maybe a couple inches of wood, but
does
it's
it
broken.
does it look particularly foreign?
No, it just looks like a very standard spear.
Oh, okay. I'd be like,
In fact, you would say it maybe looks like extremely standard.
okay. So I'll just shout back down and say, it's okay. It's just a broken spear.
Lieutenant grabs onto the back of the person in front of him and follows them.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you guys pick that path.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
All right. So you guys roll another perception check. Not me.
I used to put my luck on the last one.
Did anyone get above a 15 or a 15?
Not yet. Someone else roll.
Right. I gotta get back to my keyboard.
Oh, nope, I got an 11.
I got an 18.
Woo.
Salzir got an 18.
Salzir, as you're walking, you hesitate for a second, and as you're standing still, you almost seems like you feel something in your feet, like the slightest vibration. And you like again like stand there for a second as people kind of walk past you, and they kind of turn like, what's going on? Like they're looking at you. And you go to say like, yeah, I feel like a vibration, but it's gone now. It was only like a fleeting, like you're not even really sure if you felt it.
Mm. So it'd be like, we should probably tread carefully here. I'll kind of look at ether. You know geology. What do you think?
I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know what you want me to say.
Ether, you would recognize that the cave structures are or the tunnels do have those like stress fractures in them. So they're
Oh,
definitely
okay.
prone to crumbling and whatnot. But if Salzir describes anything like a vibration like that, that's not something like that would happen. That's not from like
Yeah.
it's typically not what it feels like.
Oh, so he tells me it's not like a mini tremor.
So you're suggesting there's something down here?
Yeah, is there like a factory or something down here?
I was thinking more of
Is,
another troll, but
is there any noise going on?
Wait, the bugs. They use vibrations to talk to each other and communicate.
Does anybody know how to vibrate really fast?
I'll look over at.
I would say Ember can roll a survival check.
Okay.
Ember has that tail. Maybe she could like thump it on the ground a little bit.
Ah, Morse code.
Mhm.
18.
All right. So with that 18, you kind of look around, and you like feel the ground a bit, and you lay down, put your ear to the ground, and lay flat on it, and you feel like the slightest tingle in your ear of movement. Like your body doesn't feel it, but you can almost hear it. Just the slightest, and it sounds to be like it seems like a constant sound that's getting closer.
I'll relay that to the group.
Does it sound like walking?
It's
What
more
I
of like a droning vibration kind of rumble.
Bugs.
Yeah, bugs.
Oh, it's bugs.
It's bugs.
Let's go find them. Let's go find them. Take some pictures and show them to the queen.
Aren't we trying to
Confirm, aliens, confirm.
Well, I mean, we got to go this way anyway to go to Watumba, right? So
Roll. Actually, with that survival check, I would say that she can tell it's coming from the path you guys are on is heading southwest, and it is coming from the southeast.
And are we wanting to go southeast or southwest?
I want to go southwest.
Okay, so then I'd say we just forego it for now. Like
Yeah.
we've got our objective as Mutamba.
Yeah, we know they're down here. They'll still be down here later. So
True. Other people might be dead, but
I mean,
Can't save everybody.
Queen
Yeah.
kind of had it coming, not believing us. So
All right. So yeah, you guys actually travel for just a little bit longer. And
Matt,
go ahead.
disable hardware acceleration on Discord.
How do I do that?
in
Settings,
Avera,
advanced.
Avera, mark down on your map where we felt the vibrations.
Settings.
Disable hardcore acceleration.
Matt doesn't have the map up. I can't mark anything.
Oh, hold on, give me a second. Settings. You said advanced. Where's the advanced settings? Oh, advanced. And then what?
Hardware acceleration, turn off.
Hardcore acceleration.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Hardcore
Oh,
maturation.
God.
We lost you again, Matt. Okay.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
Yo.
Yo.
Okay. I'm back. Hopefully for good now. Yeah, so you guys.
Matt, I'd be marking everything on the map. We're also not on the map, just so you know.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to do some marking real quick right here. So you guys are here. You're on the map.
Where the fuck
And
did we go?
this was the fork in the road. And you guys actually follow this path. You hear the sound about where it is right now in that area.
Oh.
And you guys keep heading, and you notice it looks familiar. You start to see some of the like markings that the forgotten gladiators had told you about as you guys are traveling. And you come to a point where you're pretty certain that you come to another fork in the road, and it either goes this way or goes this way. At this point, I would say Vera in particular is very certain of where she is, based on just where you guys have been, where she's marked on the map. But so you guys can keep going this direction towards the path you want to take. but it'll be going to the gladiators again. Like passing right through their little town.
Is that a problem?
Not necessarily, but you never know. It's not for certain a problem.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm asking the group.
I think it would be nice to say hello to them again.
We don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, so we just say hi, bye, and we'll see you later.
We'll be back.
All right, so yeah, you guys proceed to the southeast, and you do run back into their section, and so you have all this mapped out now, right? You know where you are, like on the map.
Me?
Yeah, like what you're looking at, like you see, like you went into that box.
I assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, just visually, you can see that box.
This box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys, that's where you guys are. And yes, it is the again, you come in, you see the kind of campfire in the middle. You don't see any of the guardians, but it is a burning campfire.
Be out hunting troll.
I mean, we
Britannius will
just
yell out, "Hey, don't attack us again! It's us, us, us."
the last option.
Roll a perception check.
Matt, am I still at disadvantage for those since I
Yeah.
kind of know where I am?
I would say yeah, because you're still like tracking now on the map.
Okay.
A 20.
20. You don't hear anything.
They must be out.
Well, let's go. Vamos.
Either that
All
or
right.
the bugs got them.
So you guys pass as you're passing through their camp. I don't know how much you remember it, but you go in. There's multiple exits. There's a bunch of scaffolding that they've built up, and they seem to have chilled kind of up there. As you pass the lower grounds underneath the scaffolding to the right, you have the campfire on your left, and it's a pretty big. It looks like a bonfire, and it looks like they keep it burning all the time. Like they don't let it go out. It seems. So it's a pretty big one. So there's no one here. It seems. And you guys
Does
just
it look
pass
like
through?
it's about to go out?
No.
Is the ground kind of like sandy or dirty or dusty?
Well, yeah. There's like a lot of soot in here, and there's like ashes near the fire and stuff. But
So I'll just write on the trace in the soot.
I'd say you could probably find a little piece of like charcoal that is like
Yeah.
not hot. But I mean, even you could probably pick it up. And just draw on like the tile.
Yeah.
Because it is still like the underwalk section. There is still
like
stone. Yeah.
stone. So I'll just trace out a message and say passing through the last option. I guess we missed you guys. We'll I'll drop by again sometime, and then I'll write the date.
I think they knew us as Utumba's warriors.
Oh, and I'll put last
no,
option.
No.
And then in parentheses, Utumba's warriors.
So you're gonna put both of those?
Formerly known as the artist formerly known as the Utumba's warriors.
Maybe I shouldn't put both of those. I'll just put Utumba's warriors then.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are kind of just chilling as Salzia writes out on a crouching next to the fire, writes down on one of the tiles a little message to them. And yeah, so he finishes that, and you guys get up, and you manage to get through no problem. You guys have pretty good understanding with Avera of knowing where you are. You guys are certain you can just get to the Rojo ward at this point, and you believe you should be able to do it in probably less than 2 hours.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So you guys coming through, you start to come down and you notice or I guess there is that collapse that you guys came up to that Vitenius was able to sneak up through to look over the other side. It's like the tunnel is collapsed.
Looks over the other side.
Yeah, sneak up and look over it again.
All right. So yeah, he has to like kind of belly crawl as he like walks up the rubble, gets to the top, belly crawls in, and there's kind of like a cavity over him, so he can stand up again and gets to the other side. Belly crawl again. You can see down into the tunnel, and you don't see anything in particular.
Coast is clear, team. Can everyone fit through?
I'd say yeah, pretty much. It's not that hard. It just takes time. Takes a little longer than expected.
Will help assist people through.
Okay. Yeah. So Vitenius kind of just stays in that cavity part and like helps pull you guys through as you start to belly in. Everybody makes it through. It takes you maybe 10 minutes to get past that obstruction. Like just that obstruction. As a group. So then, yeah, you keep going. You come down to this intersection, and do you just keep going the way you guys know, or do you want to turn?
I mean, I would just go the way I know. We're on a time limit.
All right.
Straight line challenge.
What?
Straight line challenge.
I don't have any
straight line going the wrong direction.
I don't have any mining gear.
No, isn't it says crawl through, right? Isn't that straight line challenge?
Oh yeah, down here. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is something that you also saw, but that was not explored. That was just something you saw.
Vera, do we have time to straight line challenge?
I would say no.
Vitenius looks dejected, but
you're the one that said that we need to get there as quick as possible, and this is either gonna.
He's always disappointed to lose out an opportunity to go in a straight line, but he'll continue on the jagged line.
So you guys.
Gone again.
Yep.
So what? The Discord just keeps crashing.
Yeah, it just keeps crashing.
So yeah, it's probably not his, because he already disabled hardware acceleration on Firefox, and he disabled it on it's got to be his actual RAM.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I told him to mem test, but he hasn't yet.
You guys do keep going, and you get back to the places where you've been before. You see that ramp, and now coming from this direction, you see the ramp down into like a 10-foot drop, and then you hit like a 10-foot wall that you have to clamber over. And through the group of you, if you guys are trying to get it, yeah, there's really no problem. You guys managed to do it. As well as the next, you come to a spike pit. It's about a 10-foot gapped spike pit. How do you guys plan to get over this?
10-foot gap?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run and jump it. I can jump that.
Yeah, but what about the rest of us?
Oh.
Vitenius follows Salzier across and jumps it.
If somebody wants to throw me a rope, I could like hold the rope and maybe that'll help.
For those who have the jump distance to actually just do that, successfully do that.
How do you know if you have the jump distance?
It is 3 plus your strength.
My strength is 1.
I think. No.
Or 12.
Hold on. Can someone just quick Google long jump calculation for 5e?
Long jump is you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet before the jump. So it's just up to your strength score.
Strength score at 12, you can jump 12 feet.
Mm-hmm. So as long as nobody has a negative to their strength, they can make the jump.
I'm thinking of a 15-foot gap. Because last time it was a lot harder for you guys to get across.
If it's a
Okay.
15-foot gap, I could still do it, but I gotta spend a key point. So
Tenius does not jump it.
Just before you guys jump it,
I'll spend a key point.
I do want to. I just missed something because I don't have it pulled up in front of me. You guys would have run back into that torched body that you found previously. Slumped
Torched
against
body?
the wall between the two pits.
I'm gonna. That's a good thing actually. I'm gonna investigate him a little bit more now, specifically looking to see if I can figure out if he is perhaps one of those Zenith fire scouts.
All right, roll an investigation check.
13.
He definitely does not. The decay has definitely come a lot more. So it's a lot harder to tell. But you can now see some of his bones are exposed, and the bones are warped. It does not look like a human skeleton.
Oh, does it look? But it doesn't look like an exoskeleton, does it?
No, it's like
Oh,
certain parts where the skin has kind of slagged off.
Mhm.
Where there's exposed bone. You know that the bone has like twists and like bulges in it. Where just a human wouldn't.
Maybe he had cancer.
This is the pit, right?
And you're between the two.
It's 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I have rope.
Ether.
Yep.
Toss Salzier.
Okay. I pick him up.
All right.
How heavy are you, Salzer?
How much do you weigh?
Wait, what?
How much do you weigh?
Why am I being picked up?
I'm tossing you.
Oh, I jumped it. I spent a key point and jumped it.
Oh. He spent a
You
key
can throw-
point, and I helped toss him over.
You could throw me. I'm only 5'5". I'm pretty short. Or not short, but
I mean, does it?
I do have a metal leg.
Oh, that's heavy.
Actually,
you could toss the leg and then toss.
Oh yeah.
Vera.
Take her apart little by little.
The leg
Yeah.
is literally attached to me.
Her metal leg is literally lighter than what a normal leg would be.
Well, it's a little bit of weight savings.
I'm gonna throw your leg and then.
Ether, Vitanius is 140. Can you toss him?
Oh, wait, what was the strength multiplier again? It was like something 10 times.
125.
Some weird math.
I'd say to toss one of them across a 15-foot gap, you'd have to beat an 18.
Why don't you guys just run it, and then I alley-oop you over?
And I'm on the other side, so I could reach out to try to, catch you.
Yep.
Does anybody have does anybody have a 12?
I do.
Or higher?
Yeah,
For
13.
their jump distance.
Of strength or what?
Vitanius, you do?
Yeah, 13.
All right. So roll. You'll roll a strength check, and it will be the difficulty will be 15 because you're jumping at your like. Or I'll say the difficulty is 13 because you're just trying to jump as far as you can.
Can Salzier try to grab me?
Plus
Yeah.
whatever the difference is. So since you're trying to do a 15-foot gap and you can only jump, you said 13 or 12?
13.
So it would be 13 plus 2. So you have to make an AC or DC of 15.
Can Salzier try to catch me?
Yeah, like reach out.
Yeah, he can assist.
I'll reach out. So if you come up a little short, I can probably grab you.
So just normal roll?
Yeah, so no athletics.
Athletics?
Or like we could do like a rope situation where we toss rope to Salzier, and we can kind of like
tie him just in case he messes up, or tie whoever.
YOLO.
It
Did
could have gotten
Ember
very
jump?
bad.
Yeah, Ember got a 16 and Britannia's got a 17.
Both of them make it. You see Ember and Videnius kind of walk off. Videnius just following Ember. And yeah, they both run to the edge and leap and make it. Slide on the other side. Is there any other investigation you want to do with that body before you guys leave it?
I mean, I don't really know what to look for. Like, all of his belongings are pretty much charred and stuff.
It's gone or decayed.
And there was a thing above him, right? A trap?
Previously, yeah, but you guys had deactivated it last time.
And he's got no clothing, all burned
Nope.
away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a bony.
No
string.
jewelry or coins or badges.
Not that you can see.
The skull, does the skull look humanoid?
Again, the skull does look a little humanoid in parts of it, but other parts don't look right. There's like it's larger in sections. It seems deformed.
Vitenius calls back, "Hey Ether,
Hey, what's up?
can you toss that corpse over?"
The fuck? You want me to desecrate a corpse?
No,
This is part of the
like
mighty
a
gift.
burial, except
You want me to manhandle this corpse? You want me to disrespect the dead?
No, he's currently disrespected as is. We'll put him in a tomb or some shit.
We'll bring him to Alan.
You can throw Enzo across the spike pit.
Oh no, you can't. Enzo's like.
I know.
But yeah, can you toss him over?
I'm not tossing a corpse over.
It's part of the mighty.
I could toss a living human being.
Avera, can you roll the corpse over?
Maybe Avera can pick the corpse up, and then
can you just roll him
over? Ether can just toss Avera with the corpse.
Can you roll him over so we can see what's underneath him?
Oh yeah.
Ether, are you drawing me?
Am I drawing you?
Are you
like one of his French girls?
Yep.
Yeah, I can. I can help assist the alley-oop.
Avera, can you roll the corpse over before you alley-oop?
No, why would I'm not gonna give you a corpse.
No, just roll it over.
See if there's something under it.
I really don't want to touch it.
These guys have lost it.
Have Enzo touch it.
So
I'm not gonna treat him like that.
I would say either.
Wait a minute, what?
You kneel at the edge of the.
I turned a new leaf.
You kneel at the edge of the pit and put your hands together, like link your fingers together and kind of make like a foot step. And you crouch there and like turn and look to Avera. And you're basically saying like run and jump off of this, and you're gonna spring her as she runs and jumps.
That was the plan.
Avera, you make a athletics check. What is your current strength?
12.
So you have to be a 13 plus 3. So you have to be a 16. You will have advantage from Ether's help. Be a 16 athletics. What'd you get?
Nat 20s.
Nat 20?
Two nat 20s.
Holy shit. So she goes run into it. Ether puts his hands down, is like ready to catch her. She leaps over Ether, over the pit, and lands in a superhero stance, like knee down, fist in the ground. When she springs off her like mechanical foot, it actually gives her a little bit more distance than she's used to.
Vitenius uses Mage Hand to tug at the corpse. It can only move 10 pounds.
It slops over. And as it slops over, you see it start to kind of like fall apart. Like the arm disconnects from it, and just like guts pour out. It's really gross. And now the cave already smelled really bad in this area. Now the tunnel's like getting like gag level. Is anybody still on the previous side? Ether, you're still on the previous side.
Yeah. What about Enzo though?
Enzo's mechanical. You have to roll a Constitution saving throw. You just have to beat a 10 to see if you start vomiting.
Oh.
Like, this is like putrid.
Oh.
Like as his like just bowels and stuff pour out onto the floor.
Okay. Well, I beat it.
In scorched day old.
Okay, I got it. I think we're good.
Can't be worse than troll stew.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can Enzo jump?
Enzo can't smell.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's Enzo's strength?
15.
Yeah, he just makes it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
My strength is 16. Do I just make it?
Your
Yeah.
strength is 16. The only thing is, I would say you still have to roll to complete it because you are wearing armor.
Oh.
Isn't Enzo just like entirely made of armor?
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
like, it's machines. It's like direct. Like that's what he's made of. So yeah, you just have to be I would say a 13.
What do I need to roll?
Across. Just athletics.
There you go.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So now everybody is across. We thought this
vomiting in the air.
this tiny little pit was gonna end
end
it
of
for the
us.
last option. The last option ends their days because they can't cross a 15-foot gap.
If only we had Alan.
Vitenius continues to pull at the corpse with the mage hand.
You're pulling it apart at this point. It's not going anywhere.
Okay. Is there anything there?
No, just guts and bones and flesh.
Avera starts walking away.
All right. So you guys watch as Vitenius squats down on the other side of the pit, looking all the way across past you guys, and with like he's reaching out and like a cat almost like pawing the air, but you see in the distance this little floating. What color is your? Oh, it's invisible.
Yeah.
You just see the corpse like moving slightly and like pieces coming off of it and slopping to the ground. Some of them being held up for a little bit and then slopping to the ground as it like more pieces are kind of being like pulled from this corpse. And Vitenius is just like crouched down, looking down the hallway that way. Do you guys start to leave?
There's nothing under the corpse.
There's nothing under the corpse. So there's a grenade under the corpse.
Odd. You guys are the West.
I'm a little disappointed.
All right.
There's only stink.
You guys come up to a intersection. You pass the area that you saw was previously the trap on the ceiling, and you come up to a 4-way intersection. You have been to this place. You know if you go to your left, you'll be heading back towards the crypts, and you guys can see this path, this like well-worn path, crossing in front of you, going between what looks like the crypts and south, more towards the entrance of or it just goes south. Which, let me see if you guys, yeah, so they just head south, and directly in front of you, the path doesn't have anything on it, except for you notice it has that blood scrapes, like, or smears, like that are now just kind of like disgusting brown patches, kind of streaked across the wall on one side, leading across this tunnel. So it looks like whatever was killed back there came from in front of you.
We should follow the well-worn path, right?
So you know if you guys particularly go north, it would loop all the way around back to the entrance in the center of the Rojo ward. But that would add a lot of time. Like you can see the map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So You can try to venture forward or venture south, or just take the path you know.
Go south. Let's have an adventure. We haven't fought anything today.
Yeah,
and
we haven't
south would take us.
murdered.
But
Asking
aren't we
Avera,
trying to do
south.
something on a time?
Well,
Yeah,
Avera,
but
south would take us closer to Utumba's island, correct?
yeah, it's the faster route.
Avera could confirm that, yes.
Okay. Vitenius takes his hand and he points down the hall, and he says, "Vamos."
I'm gonna ask him what language is that. Is it demonic?
It's it's part of Street Elvish.
Oh, it's Street Elvish. I haven't learned that one yet.
Wait, so y'all are wanting to go a direction to fight something?
No,
There is the
we're
voice of
taking
reason
the
here.
shortcut.
A shortcut to fighting something.
Yeah, we think it might be a shortcut.
Shouldn't we save all of our energy for if Wutamba fights us?
Yes, by taking a shortcut.
That's what Grup's for.
I do not want to take the shortcut.
Okay. All those in favor of shortcutting, say aye.
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 All those against.
Aye. Thanks. Well,
It's
me
like
and
that,
Enzo.
that meme with the dog. Oh, you don't want to hear my barking? I guess you're just gonna get dead.
I haven't seen that one.
Owner doesn't listen to you when you're barking. I guess an intruder's just gonna come in and kill him. But yeah, so you guys decide on going south.
Vitenius is very aware of Avera's concerns and recognizes them as realistic, but the thrill of adventure is overwhelming.
All right, so what do you guys?
And Vitenius, you've come a long way.
Wait, so sorry. Explain what's south.
South is a tunnel that has a well-worn path on it that leads. You can't really tell. It looks like it's been walked many times back and forth, so it looks like it's both directions, and it goes north towards the. When you guys were there before, you saw it went north into the crypts, and then it continues south this direction, but you never saw where it leads.
Yeah, if it's well worn, then it must be from the Rojo people walking to the shop and back from it.
Well,
and Avera is aware that this would be a more direct path to Utumba's island.
Yes, but the entrance you guys took was from the other direction.
Yes.
I still feel like we should stay on the path that we know.
But how much longer is the path that we know to get there? Like 2 hours?
If you took the path you took, every 6 blocks is about an hour.
Oh,
But you've already
so
traveled it, so it'd be a little less. So it'd be every 4 blocks will probably, or every like 8 blocks would probably be an hour.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's almost 3 hours. Whereas
And we have no idea how long this is going to take.
Well, if we go south instead of north, it should be faster. Or we just, find a Balrog or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, if we found one of those, then we wouldn't have to worry about Tumba.
True. They'd probably have a black book.
Okay.
Ooh.
Whatever, let's just go.
So you guys go south. So you start heading south. And you guys travel for about 10 minutes. Little less than 10 minutes. Close to 8 minutes. And you come to another split in the road, and it diagonal southeast, or straight south still, and the path follows straight south.
Right now, I'm thinking southeast.
Which way is more direct to Utumba's lair, Avera?
I mean, following south would
I mean,
probably
I
lead you to.
stopped talking to them. I don't tell them anything about directions anymore.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm thinking southeast because now southeast will maybe this is the shortcut to the original entrance in the Rojo Ward.
But what if we could shortcut all the way to Utumba and not have to deal with
Oh, like you think
navigating
south
through
will end
the
up in his basement?
in his basement, on the coast, right next to him?
Oh
We've
yeah, all
seen
right.
access to the coast here.
Yeah, let's go south.
So where do you guys go?
South.
All right. So you guys keep heading south. You travel for another maybe 20, 30 minutes-ish. And you come to another intersection that looks like this. You keep going straight. And you notice when you look to the part that kind of cuts back on you, there does seem to be a walked path here, but it's much less so than the one that you're on.
So if we continue straight, it still looks fairly walked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's keep following the walked path.
All right. And it's a very narrow walked path. So it's not like a huge, what seems to be like a lot of people constantly traveling this. It looks like it's been the same path often.
Hmm.
All right. And yeah, so you guys keep heading this way. Now you start to travel. The hallway veers off to the side. Again, it's still only one direction. You guys, again, another 20-ish minutes. And then you turn and you get to this hallway, and it just comes to an end.
What? But the path looks walked?
Yeah.
Avera
Oh.
dramatically rolls her eyes at everyone.
Ether,
Vitenius?
come check out the masonry here. There must be a trap door.
Oh, I will do such thing. Let me check out the masonry here.
Vitenius is also investigating for similar
Thieves
hidden switches as we found at the other place.
Roll a DC investigation check. Or DC 15 investigation.
29.
Oh.
He sees everything.
What, 29?
29.
He can see
Vitenius?
through the stone wall. He can look up into Otumba's bedchamber.
He sees Utumba sleeping peacefully.
You notice that the path continues like directly up to the wall. And you see this wall that looks like the walls around it. Like it matches, it has cracks, it has the same type of stone, all this kind of stuff. But when you start to like feel around and like drag your hands on it, none of the cracks you can actually put your hand into. Like it's still just, it's like blocked. Roll, and Vitenius can now roll an Arcana check.
Where's Alan?
7.
A 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All you know that this is not normal. Usually you can put your hands in cracks that you can see.
This wall is unnatural.
I see that.
You don't say.
Adjust the unnatural.
I have magic missile.
What do you guys do?
I mean, I'm looking around for like a button or a pressure plate or a hidden switch or something.
I would say a Vera would be able to go up and check this too. Since
That's
I'm not helping them.
She's not helping.
Oh,
I'm helping them right now.
Fair. She's just like standing over there with her arms crossed, tapping her foot.
Like, yep, I knew it. Yep.
This wall seems altered in some way.
I don't find like a pressure plate or anything, or a switch.
Nope.
Can anyone assist in unaltering this wall?
Have you tried just walking through it?
You can't like press his hand through
yeah.
it. Like he sees cracks that he's trying to like feel for if there's any like buttons or switches hidden in the cracks, and he can't put his hand into the crack, like the empty space of the wall. He can't push his hand into it.
Maybe you have to like run and jump through it like platform 9 3/4.
It's as if the wall is like a smooth, flat surface in what the wall should actually be. Like where it shows parts that wouldn't be smooth and have texture and places you can like push into, you just can't.
Ether, do you know how to handle a wall that has no walls?
Dynamite.
Ether? Uh-oh.
So Avera does come over and she like walks past you guys and she walks over and she looks at it a little bit. She kicks the wall. She touches it a bit and then she just kind of walks away.
Vera, do you know what this is?
I feel like it's just you and me here. Hey, Ember, you got any ideas? Do you want to like dragon breath it? See what happens?
I feel like that's a little overkill. I can try to scratch it with my claws.
Yeah, give that a go.
Alright. Claws.
Roll damage because it'll be if your damage over kills whatever its defense is, you might do damage to it.
Alright, let's see.
Did we lose Matt?
7 slashing. I don't know.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Wutumba got him.
Yeah, no. So yeah, Avera just kind of walks away.
Yeah, Ember attacked the wall.
Oh, what'd you do?
I clawed at the wall.
Clawed. What are your claws? Are they like just your natural claws?
They're magical dragon claws.
Yeah.
Made of dreams. And
do they count as
horns.
magical for immunity sake or whatever? Like as a magic weapon, or are they just normal claws? Like they're just slashing damage?
I think it's just slashing damage.
Okay. Yeah. So you like again, you scrape the wall, expecting to see like little chips or scratch marks appear. Kind of like maybe even just get some dust, right? Or even like feel it. But it's like not even like nails on a chalkboard. It's just you just effortlessly like a super hard, incredibly like almost frictionless surface that you like slide your claws against. They don't even get traction. Like it doesn't even make the noise. It just slides right across it as you try to scratch the wall.
I'll take my magic imbued hand axe.
Okay.
And I'll kind of hit the wall a couple times.
All right, roll an attack.
25.
Yeah, but for damage.
Oh, 8.
8. Yeah. So you hit it, and when you hit it, you see none of you guys saw this happen when Ember did it, but when you hit it with that magically imbued weapon, you notice that for like just the tiniest fraction of a second, the wall flashes where you see it doesn't flash, it just turns to a solid wall, and you can see an invisible wall where you can see beyond it for just a second, and for a second there's like a dark tunnel beyond it, but then instantly again it's just like the what you've been looking at this whole time.
Vitanius catches on and attacks with his dagger.
All right, roll damage.
I'll shoot magic missile at it.
8. Yeah, 8 does nothing. Magic missile.
Yep.
All right. So level 1.
Yeah, level 1.
So Salzier comes up in the middle of the room, like lines up in the middle of the hallway, and he says, "Everybody, stand back!" And he puts his arms up, And then he does his little incantations, and like you see these 3 balls kind of light up in front of him, and he fires them off, and just like in quick succession, like 1, 2, 3. It is 3, correct? That it fires 3 in a row,
3.
and they all do 3 damage.
They do 1d4 plus 1 force damage.
Yeah, so you only
and
rolled
you got
1.
3.
Yeah, 1 damage. So you got to roll the other 3, or the 2. I mean.
Oops. There we go. 1. Oh, so they do 3, 4, 3.
3, 4, 3. It's 10 damage.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one you see hit, and it's the same thing like when Avera did it, where it doesn't look like the wall itself takes any damage, but for a second it's gone. And then the second one again, and you see like these little balls of light hit it and then kind of explode across it, spreading out in every direction, fanning across the surface of the thing, this frictionless surface, almost like smashing very brittle. Like if you had like a ball of sand that you were able to keep in shape until it hit a surface and you like slammed it on like ice, like flat down on the ground, and it just spreads out before dissipating. And the second one hits, and again, you see that quick flash, but it's just a little longer that this flashes where you can see through it. And before the flash ends and the wall starts to reform, you see like almost like the opacity of it starts to come back. And this is like microseconds. The last ball hits, and you see like it punches a hole straight through it, and you see a crack form, like a bright light, kind of ring the area where the magic missile had punched through, and you see it sail down the hall and then dissipate down the hall. But the wall reappears with this hole in it, but very quickly these little fractures start to rush out from the center.
Yeah, Vitanius will go to try to stab and cut through where the crack was.
And right when you hit where the crack was, right on the edge of that circle, instantly you see the fractures like burst, like just every direction, like tons of spider webbing, like of the fractures completely fill the wall. The image completely goes away, and all you can see now is this bright light of these little micro fractures. And then they just shatter, and before they even hit the ground, it just dissipates in the air. It just vanishes. Do you move forward?
Oh yeah.
You now see just a dark hall in front of you.
Yeah, this got to be the way.
Yeah, Vitanius will tell
and the path continues.
Wutumba's defenses.
Well, I mean, if that was Utumba, that wasn't that good. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Onward.
All right, so you guys start heading forward. And nothing really happens as you guys keep going. It's a straight dark tunnel. You do come to
active eye out for traps.
Okay. Roll an investigation check. Then you can add whatever bonuses are appropriate.
Don't know if any. No, it's not a tool check, so no, I don't think any investigation or anything is relevant.
All right. So you guys do come forward. You get to a corner and you take the corner. As you guys round the corner, did you roll an investigation check?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, it was a 15. So Vitenius, are you leading since you're investigating for the things?
Sure.
So roll a dex save, because you were high enough to see it, but not high enough to see it soon enough. Roll a dex save, and this will determine if you're able to fully avoid it or not. Hold on 1 second. Let's see, where is it?
+4.
Oh, that's right. 13.
You got a what?
13.
13.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to dodge it, but right as you step around the corner and you see it, you dash back around the corner, and as you dash back around the corner, just a wall of flame fills that area, just like blasts past the corner of the wall. If you had been there, it wouldn't be like getting hit by like a wave of flame. It's like you would have been standing in an incinerator for like 3 seconds as it just a wall just like, and you guys can hear the roar of the flame as it billows down this hall, completely filling the tunnel space, coating the corner, the opposite corner, in just blackened certain points of it, like where it made a little like where there's already like little cracks and stuff. You can see there it's like red hot on the ceramic. And for a second, it's like almost hard to breathe for you, Vitenius, as it seems like the air is like pulled out of it, out of the area. Um, but you don't actually take any damage from it. As that happens. But you did
Cool.
notice that there was a rune on the ceiling again.
Botanius believes more in Ether's god.
All right. So what do you guys do?
Is the rune still active?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna go whack it.
I could also shoot an arrow at it.
Oh, do that.
So Vitenius knows the second you rounded the corner, it triggered for him.
All right.
And he saw it soon enough to dodge it. So for you to get around the corner, actually see it, fire the shot, even knowing where it is around the corner, you would have to make 2 deck saves. One to see if you can actually like get around the corner, fire off the shot, and then another save to get back. So you wouldn't just roll a hit. You'd have to roll a deck save to see if you can even roll a hit.
I'm willing to try it.
All right. So roll your first deck save. Vitenius kind of describes a little bit as to where it is in the ceiling. So you kind of have an idea where to look.
26.
Yeah. So you pop around the corner, you see exactly where it is. You already have your bow drawn. You slide your hand out with your face. So they come out, they breach the edge at the same time. You see it, you line up, you let go the arrow, fire your or roll your next deck save.
Oh, whoops.
And yeah, you can roll your damage.
14.
Hey,
14. So 14 does make it back. And as you dash back around the corner, just a wall of flame fills the area that you were just in.
but she got her shot off.
Yeah, she fired the arrow.
All right, so I'm just gonna like carefully walk over there because I'm resistant to fire damage and like stick my hand out
All right, you stick your hand out around the corner.
and see if anything happens. Ready to pull it right back.
All right, so you stick your hand out, and then just instantly, just flame rips down the entire hall again. Roll your DC.
Dex save.
Yeah, DC 15.
+4.
Fail. Oh yeah, plus
Plus
4.
4, so
Yeah,
17.
so you only take half the 23, so 11
Oh,
damage. You take 11 fire damage.
but
Wait,
he's
no,
also
because it's halved
resistant.
again. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
halved again.
So
So you take 5.
5.
5 fire damage.
All right, I'll be like, it's still there.
Yeah, and your hand is literally like smoking. Like you have little blisters on your hand from that. As you just like 2 to 3 second long torrent of flame just fills that hallway. And now the wall is like literally starting, you can see like the ceramic in most of it is like starting to get red hot.
Somebody has a trident, right? That can summon water.
I don't think that's gonna work. Something tells me.
So Vitenius had a good view on it. And he knows where it is. Could he try to use Mage Hand to disarm it?
Yeah, you could try that.
Should I roll an Arcana?
I would say, yeah, roll a survival to see how well you can coordinate yourself with, just blindly finding the spot.
Fail.
Oi. Yeah, you can still roll an Arcana. It'll just be a lot higher. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be about a DC
Crit.
19. Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Okay. So, Vitenius sits there. You see him standing there. He closes his eyes and he does the same thing he was doing before, where he like raises his hand and he's like motioning, like he's like pawing at something, like he's like a cat just pawing at the air above him. So it almost looks like he's like, if as if there's like a bug flying around his ear, he's like kind of swatting back with his open hand at his ear. And as he's pawing like upward and backward like that, he's closing his eyes and then he opens them and he puts his hand down. And he goes, "I think I got it."
All right.
Nice.
Are there any loose stones I could just like throw into the corridor to see if it triggers?
Yeah, you could. There's probably enough bricking that you could like pry out pretty easily.
All right, I'll pry a brick and throw it in the hall and see if anything happens.
All right, you toss the brick and nothing happens.
Salzier, you go first.
Fireproof person.
I'll wave my hand out there again.
So you stick your hand out there,
Yep.
and like you literally like you stick your hand out there and immediately already pull it back. Like you were trying to wait to see if it would happen, but you're like too scared. It's like just reactionary. Like you stick it out, just immediately pull back. You're like nervous about it. But nothing happens.
All right, then I'll stick my foot out there.
This time a little more confident. You actually stick your foot out there like all the way. Nothing happens.
All right, then I'll kind of like jump out there and jump right back real quick.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you jump out, he jumps back, nothing, and you see down this hall now, and you see that the rune on the top is just gone, like fully gone.
Right. I'll say it's gone. We're good. We're good.
Is it?
I'll jump back out there and do a little jig, and if I'm still standing, then everybody knows it's safe.
And again, yeah, it's straight up gone.
All right, let's keep going.
Vamos.
All right, so you guys come to this area, and again the everybody who is not have any sort of fire resistance, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm good.
Because all of the ceramic around you is like molten hot, including the floor. Just a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
You just have to beat a 10.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else? Did anyone not beat a 10?
I beat a 24.
We're all good.
All right. So as Avera is walking,
No, Vera's a 12.
What?
She's near Ether.
So she got an 8.
Yeah. So she has
she's
+4.
near Ether. Yeah, so you're fine. Yeah. So you yeah, you guys you feel it start to like melt the bottom of your boot, not your like metal foot. Your metal foot's fine, but the boot side, you feel like as you step, it's like a little sticky, and it's kind of melting through your boot. And I guess your sole's kind of thin on that shoe, and you can feel the heat coming up into your foot. But you're able to get through that hot part of the hallway before it actually starts to like burn you.
Hopping on one leg, holding onto Ether.
Yeah. But you guys come up to a T intersection.
Any notable ground features?
So to the left, or to your left, this direction, there is a like distinct copper smell. And like you don't even have to roll, like it's pretty strong. Like it's just like
bloody copper?
Just like metallic-y copper, yeah.
Sure it's not cooking.
That should be the correct direction. Is taking a left from the way that we're facing.
And what about the other direction?
The other direction is nothing particularly distinguishable.
The worn path leads which way?
The worn path actually goes both directions. It splits here. It's every direction has the worn path.
I think we still go to the right, because if we go to the right, eventually, this is kind of going up towards Rutemba's Island, like, and if we
You
can
don't
get
think
in
we're
this
heading
base,
past it?
I mean, what's past it? The sea?
True.
Like, it has to terminate there.
True. Is Avera willing to talk to us?
That didn't come through. She goes, "What do you want?"
Avera, do you think that heading left is still heading towards Utumba's lair?
I don't know. You guys chose this direction, so you can figure it out.
I think you want to go right.
Or, right, yeah.
I think we go right. Like, and the worn path indicates, it's been used a lot, so we know we're in the right vicinity because of the insanely powerful traps.
Roll a Ember can roll a survival check.
Right.
Ooh. Nice.
23.
Yeah, so looking at the actual path, like again, they're pretty narrow. You notice that the path seems to come from your right and kind of cut, like it's not a perfect T, the path itself. It kind of cuts short, like it takes the inner corner to get into the hallway that you guys are in, but it keeps going straight across. And there is no like inner corner from where you are going to your left. So it seems like the path that is walked is always coming and going from the right or going straight down the hall and back. And it doesn't seem like wherever you never come from this hall and take a left or come from the left hall and take a right. Does that make sense?
So
did that make sense explaining
coming this way usually?
So the path, if you look at it, it looks like, so if this is the hallway right here,
yeah,
and this is the corner,
yep,
like that, the path looks like this.
Okay, yeah. Yes, we definitely want to go to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we definitely want to go this way.
Vitanius is now highly alert for traps.
All right.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, actually coming through here, you guys do keep going and very, really attentive to any sort of markings or traps or anything like that, and you just don't see any. And you notice that the pathway starts to climb a little bit after you get past this corner. And it heads up. It keeps kind of heading up, inching up, inching up. A pretty gradual slope, but noticeable. Like it's definitely going up. And then you get to an area. It is so you're no longer in the underwalk section when you met the T intersection. This seems to be a well-hewn tunnel through rock and stuff. It is a decently high ceiling, maybe 8-foot high ceiling, arced all the way, like an arch at the top and then flat on each side. There are little cutouts with sconces in them into the wall. None of the sconces are lit. There's no torches in them that are currently lit. And as you come up to this area, it comes to a very ornate end where it's hewn out of the natural rock, it seems like, but there's actually like it looks like they put craftsman work into it. Like it's detailed. There's little columns and elaborate kind of like artwork. As it looks like, imagine a one of those things you push through that can keep spinning, like you keep walking around it, those doors that you walk into. It's the circular doors,
door.
right?
Yeah.
Except it's not a door. I don't know why I describe it like that. It's a rounded stairwell going up, right? But it has like a front door on it.
Those those revolving doors? It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like a
it's a
you walk up
spiral
to a
staircase.
you walk up to a flat wall, but it's set into the wall. So
Okay.
like half of it's sticking out on your side, and it's like caged in and has a door, like a closed sealed door, that's rounded, but you can see like through it. It's not there's like it's like metal, right? And it's gated. You can see through it, and there's the spiral staircase going up from behind it.
And the gate, like the locking mechanism for it, or the latching mechanisms on the other side?
No, it's just closed.
Oh.
It has like a handle. Like you would go up to it and you would pull both handles. Like it's two doors, but they're
looks around
they're
the
carved.
edges.
So when it open up out into the open tunnel, and then the stairwell would be right there.
Vitanius looks around the edges for traps.
All right, roll an investigation check.
Also, just to say, outside of game, I have to go real soon.
Okay. So yeah, you don't see any traps here.
Vitanius opens the door.
All right. It opens. You do pull the handles and they just open. And so now you have access to this ornate stairwell. Roll, Vitenius, roll an investigation check. And I'd say with advantage specifically for you. All right. You do recall when you were sneaking around Utumba's house, when you were on the second floor, directly above the other stairs, like on the opposite side of the house, there was this door into a spiral staircase that was locked. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this looks just like it.
I'll turn
but
back.
It had a type of lock on it that like instantly broke all your stuff. It didn't seem natural.
I'll turn back to the team, and I'll tell them we've entered the belly of the beast.
I'm just looking for more pickles.
Yeah, and I'll describe how I had previously attempted to open this lock, but yeah, I failed. It seemed to be.
Well, it wasn't this specific lock.
Well, not this one, but the one at the top, from the opposite side, the outside.
Mm.
Do we have to stop here?
I mean, yeah, this is a good stopping point. Yeah, you guys are pretty certain you're at the bottom of the stairs going into Utumba's house.
The belly of the beast.
Man.
But Vitenius, roll just real quick. Roll an intelligence check.
You're dead. You get below
you got a
below a 25 degrees.
So if this is the same staircase, the staircase you saw before
went up to the second floor.
Went up. It was from the second floor up to the third floor.
Oh.
Below it was the grand entrance room. There was no staircase below it. It was just open space.
Oh, it's not the same staircase.
True. Utumba works in mysterious ways.
Oh my god.
I'll relay that information over to the party.
Man, what were we thinking trying to side with the queen?
What?
Alright, so that's where we leave off. You guys are pretty confident you are on the Rojo ward, or you're certain you're on the Rojo ward, and you're pretty confident you're on Utumba's Island. So that's where we'll pick up next time.
I definitely made a map of that whole time.
Yeah, you have it. It's right there.
Yep.
And feel free to add whatever text you want to it as the author of the map.
Tyler.
Yeah.
You want the quarter panel mirrors for the MR2, right?
The windows?
Yeah. Windows, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, if I thought you lost them.
No, they're in the shed. My mom said that your dad is heading down there. You guys are gonna go do a bike race or bike.
Yeah, bike tour tomorrow.
Yeah.
Might be a little late to get them now.
Oh well.
But
Yeah.
they're there.
Another time. Yeah.
Yeah, if the offer's still open, I'll gladly take them.
My mom asked your dad to pick him up, and your dad was like, "No." He was like, "Make sure Tyler wants them first."
She has COVID, right?
Oh yeah, she does. But your dad was just over to bring some.
Yeah, he took a test and it was negative.
Yeah, he just came over yesterday though to bring some
Oh really? What is he doing?
Antihistamine.
Oh my goodness.
I think he just dropped it off.
But... Okay. Yeah, if they're there, I definitely want them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably too late to get him today because he's probably winding down.
Yeah.
For the ride tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, I'll be up there. I'll be up there for a dentist appointment the end of next month for a couple weeks, so I could grab them then.
Yeah. They're in the second shed.
The second shed.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is always unlocked. So.
Okay. Did your mom retire?
No, she's just.
Oh, she's still working.
Yeah, she said. Again, she's decided that she doesn't want to retire. That this time with COVID was real boring.
Ah.